and everything like that.
G1 was pretty good. I didn't watch a lot of it. I'll be say that honestly because I've been watching. What have I been watching? Major League of Wrestling.
Is that pretty good?
That is really good. Su Young's in it with Mia Yim and a few other wrestlers from some that we know already. Like what's her name? Oh God, Jack Swagger's in it. It's actually Impact with a twist. It's Impact with a twist. I'll say that. I've been catching episodes of it because I don't get the channel on my DirecTV has it blocked out, so I have to go find that online on Daily Motion somewhere. Same with Slammiversary last night. I had to go, like the stream was so bad, like I missed I woke up like 30 minutes into it, and it kind of sucked because I had to go wait for somebody to throw it up on Daily Motion after the fact.
Yeah, I had to wait until it went up on allwrestling.org and everything like that. With the G1, man, I tried. It's the point of everything is just so every day is so long. It's like 3 hours. You have to get past all the tag team matches, and then you get to the important stuff. It's like, okay, really, I have to not watch the tag team review, the tag team matches.
Yeah, turn your mic down just ever so slightly. Hold on. Maybe it's on my end. Never mind. Maybe it's on my end. You may want to turn your mic down just slightly. Because I am wearing earbuds today.
Okay.
Hashtag American a la carte. Mike, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, good deal.
They do have good deals on there. But watching the G1, you basically can't watch the tag team matches. You have to skip to the singles match. But sometimes they have really good tag team matches. So, you have to watch them in order to get the full thing of the G1. But then it's every day. So you're watching 3 hours of wrestling every day. And then their matches sometimes are long as shit. And then it's, like I said, it's 28 days. It's like that meme they put on Twitter. The G1 is awesome.
I got burnt out a little bit on the G1. I got burnt out just because it's like 3 to 6 hours long every day. And it's like, it's good matches, don't get me wrong, but it's every day. There needs to be a break in between it. Like, seriously, a break. Like, 1 day of a break.
Kind of like Sonata versus
Sonata's
versus
great.
Zack Sabre.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm behind by 2 days. So it's like, okay.
And at that point, you're kind of burnt out a little bit. Just a tad. Burnt out on the wrestling part because you've seen so much of it.
And every match is so awesome. Like Minoru Suzuki, this guy is 50 years old, putting on the best matches of the card. And I don't even think he's won a match yet. What the travesty is that?
Yeah, it's weird like that. He tries to go for what is it, a gotch pile driver?
Yeah.
He tries it kind of like how Cesaro does the neutralizer. That's the thing I find entertaining. There's a build for him to do it. That's the great part of that.
Like, I do enjoy Switchblade Jay White. Like, when I saw Jay White in Ring of Honor, I was like, just a generic guy, whatever, generic looking baby face. He's really made a 180 into this really despisable heel. Like, I could really buy him as a heel because of his actions, his character, his moveset. I'm like, damn, New Japan really did a good job in building Jay White. I don't know if you feel the same way about Jay White.
I like Jay White. Jay White's great. I thought he should have kept the United States title longer. I thought we were just getting started with him. He's great. I mean, I like his whole Switchblade thing. If he does a promo, I love it. My thing with Jay White is man, everything in New Japan has been short with him. I don't get why it's so short. It's very short.
Like long matches is like when he does the main event. Like we had that main event with Okada. That went pretty long, and I was surprised he won against Okada.
Okay, I'm sorry. Get this real quick. Breaking news: Kelly coming back to WWE.
Yeah, that's not surprising, especially with this like all women's pay-per-view. That paycheck gonna be looking kind of sweet for her.
I'm shocked by that. Kelly, like was she decent?
No, never. She's just very hot. She's very, very attractive.
I'm sorry to interrupt all that, but I saw that come across my phone. I was like, Kelly back in WWE. She was backstage and everything, is finalizing the deal.
Not surprising. What was the other? Oh, I was surprised he beat Okada and Tanahashi. Like those are the two of the biggest guys in New Japan, and he beat them. And then Okada. What the fuck is going on with Okada? Like he changed his style. We can basically now say he's Dean Ambrose Okada. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
That's hard to say because it seems like to me they've given him pretty much everything, and now at this point he's putting over talent. What it looks like, could be wrong. It seems that way, like he's putting over talent in the mid card. Literally, is he twisted like Dean Ambrose? I can't.
Like Ambrose character is he's a wrestling idiot savant. Like his character, it looks hardcore. It looks like he know all this, he's gonna do all the hardcore shit, but he really, when he gets into matches, he wrestles a technical style with some of that weird shit thrown in. That's why I kind of say Dean Ambrose Okada, because Okada now he comes out looking crazy, and then like at a certain point in the match, he'll go into like, oh, I'm a good wrestler, Okada.
His look was weird. His red hair, man. I was like, I was saying McDonald's, yeah, Ronald McDonald look works. I was kind of laughing because he looks like the McDonald's guy. Literally, if you look at Okada, right?
And then the balloons.
And then the balloons.
Like he's throwing the balloons and shit. Like
I was waiting for him to say, "I'm loving it." I was waiting for it. He's at this point in Okada's career, I really think maybe for right now we're gonna see maybe a little different side of him. I think we're gonna see him put over some talent, and then he'll go back to being the serious Okada again.
All that I want about the G1, I just hope it doesn't go into the usual people like Tanahashi, Okada. I would say Omega, but Omega only won one and showed up in like two finals, so I can't really say him. But I would want, with the G1, I would think you would want somebody new there with some kind of credibility, since it's going to be like main event, like maybe Michael Elgin, maybe Zack Sabre, an underdog story. You could have Yoshihashi, even though Yoshihashi isn't a major name, you could build him up with a main event win. Just something unpredictable. Like I hate seeing like things like tournaments where the same people win over and over and over. I don't know if you feel that same setting.
I don't know. New Japan is weird. It's to me, since watching it, it looks like to me to be like the main guys get the main guys get what they want, and it looks like to me it's like you go up the food chain. So it looks like the way they're doing it. Like you go up the food chain, the main guys get the titles all the time, and then you have to prove yourself. I kind of get what New Japan's doing with that, but at the same time, I want to see some new faces, like Jack White. I would like to see more of him. Like for real, Jack White.
Jay White.
Jay White, sorry.
Jay White versus
I butchered that.
World title. That what that would be interesting, because I think that would be the first time at I forgot the name of that we started pay-per-view at the beginning of the year that two Gaijins have main evented for the New Japan World Heavyweight title, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that would be. Well, two, you got isn't you're gonna have a Jack White, or sorry, Jake, or sorry, I butcher his name. What is his name again? I'm sorry.
I just say Switch. You can say
Switchblade. Yeah, I'm so used to calling him Switchblade, and when he say something else, I'm like, is it Jack White? Is it the guy from? Is it the guy from
the White Stripes?
Yeah, the White Stripes. He's got the dude. I'll say this now. Every time I see him, I go, is that Jack White? I always say that because he reminds me of him, though, like a twisted, sadistic version without the music, though. I would love to see him in and Kenny Omega, the title build up. How's that title build up going to look like though? That's my thing.
That's a good thing though. They have time to do that because I think it's like at the end of August, middle of August it ends. So they got from middle of August to August, September, October, November, December. So they got 5 months to build it up. So there's potential there.
Yeah. And the thing with New Japan is I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with their spectacular. You got now we got a wrench in it all because they're gonna have their big spectacular on shit. They're gonna have their big spectacular in Madison Square Garden.
Oh shit, yeah, with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, so you gotta think they're gonna throw all the stops out for that. They got to. You know, if you're gonna get people interested in the product. Brady, what up, Brady?
Yo, what up? Yo, what up?
Brady's got to turn down his mic ever so slightly though.
How do I do that?
You go to your voice options on Windows.
Oh shit! Okay, hold up. I know.
Or you can hit control room on the Google Hangout.
Yeah, control.
It's on the side to the left.
Oh yeah, it's on the left. You'll see it. It's the control box on the left of Google Hangouts.
It says I'm in a moderated video call.
Oh, then American could turn you down.
All right, I got it. I'm gonna try to swing this whole G1 back into Slammiversary. From what we've seen today with Don Callis, since he's a part of both New Japan and Impact, I would love to see like New Japan, Impact guys, Ring of Honor guys in the G1 next year. Like imagine Austin Aries. Well, Austin Aries, he might be too small. He might be in the Super Juniors. But imagine, Moose or you take your pick, Brian Cage in the G1, and you can have Ring of Honor guys in the G1. Like have Ring of Honor, have Impact, have New Japan, and then have I think is it CMLL guys in the G1. That G1 would be really damn interesting instead of just the New Japan guys. You have imagine like Austin, even though Austin Aries can't be. Imagine Austin Aries in the fucking G1. Dude,
I'm there. I'm there. I want to see. We got the Bone Soldier right now, so this is like the stepping stone right now for this whole promotion deal. I would like to see New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, and Ring of Honor all work together. That would be amazing, like in itself, and have like pay-per-views together, and then like they swap out between what organizations pay-per-view. This is going to be to me. We didn't get this in the 90s. We didn't get this whole we work with together kind of deal. And I think if you're gonna try to beat the bigger product out there, we all know what we're talking about here. You want to come all together and kind of have that pay-per-view. I think Brady would love to see that too. With all three promotions all together as one pay-per-view.
Oh man, that'd be amazing. That would be hype right there. See WWE and New Japan and Impact just get all together in one big night.
You mean Ring of Honor? Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and
MLL.
MLL. Yep, AAA.
All four. That'd be all right. That'd be all right. That'd be all right.
Oh, to get an Austin Aries match in the G1, that would be pretty cool.
How much is I'm thinking Austin Aries? How much does he weigh? Like I can look.
He weighs like 2 something.
Yeah, he can put on a little bit of muscle for the G1. I think you got to be like 210, 215 to compete as a heavyweight over there.
Well, I'm already hyped up for Ring of Honor and New Japan at Madison Square Garden next year. I'm hyped. Like if I had the money right now, I'd go get tickets right now. I'd get room and board because that's a history making moment. The last time you had two big promotions working, big promotion doing something other outside of WWE was WCW. You haven't had that in in my lifetime. You haven't had that in like 20 years. I would say 20, 23 years. I would give or take.
I just hope New Japan fulfills their end of the deal. And I'm not just saying like by sending over the top stars, by having their belts defended in New York and having some title change. I'm not saying the World Heavyweight title, but at least the Neverweight or the 6-man tag titles or the tag title. Because what's the point of a relationship like that and you're being in Madison Square Garden and you're not putting your titles on the line, but all the Ring of Honor titles on the line?
Well, I wouldn't. I would. I think Brady would agree. If you don't have your main titles on the card, I think it'll
be useless.
It'd be a useless show. Yeah, I agree with you there.
So it'd be a very useless show.
Literally, New Japan and Ring of Honor. I'll say this about Madison Square Garden: got to blow the roof off the joint. They got to sell tickets too. That's number one. But if you have Cody Rhodes and all that in the mix of all that with the whole all-in thing, kind of 1-2, and Cody can sell tickets, it's gonna look fantastically good.
Okay, well, before we get into Slammiversary, I got a question for both of you guys. For that Ring of Honor New Japan show, what belt should main event? The Ring of Honor title or the IWGP heavyweight title?
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. You know what? I'll go out on a limb and I'll say this: you have the Ring of Honor title versus the New Japan title. Ooh. Main event.
Oh shit!
At both, and see what company's better. You kind of pull that way, and I kind of say keep it on Jay Lethal for a while, but we all know what happened with Jay Lethal, though. We know he's not gonna have that title very long.
Omega? Damn, that's okay. That sounds fine if they can keep it for
Jay
that long.
Lethal, Okada. No. Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal and Kenny Omega. Main event confirmed. Main event. That would be pretty cool.
So that would mean Omega would have to win at the next pay-per-view, at the main pay-per-view at the beginning of the year. And
put the title on the line. No. What you do is you have Jay Lethal put the title on the line. You have Kenny Omega win it.
But I'm saying, like, Jay Lethal, he would have to keep his belt from now until next June. Because I think that the pay-per-view's going on.
The pay-per-view's in February.
Oh shit.
WrestleMania weekend. It's happening on a Friday on WrestleMania weekend. That's why WWE did not want it. That's why WWE blocked the whole deal with Madison Square Garden. They didn't want that happening.
Really?
But Madison Square Garden's now saying that they're gonna start hosting big money events for wrestling. They're offering up contracts to companies now.
That is possible. Now you said that it's happening in February. Jay Lethal, Omega. I smell money.
Well, that is money, man. That's huge money right there. To have Jay Lethal versus Omega for the title would be massive money in New York. That'd be huge.
Hell yeah.
I believe I'm getting semi-erect just thinking about it.
Semi-erect? What's wrong with you, sir?
Fully? Should I be fully?
Fully? Come on, bruh. I need to hear this.
Well, when it comes to wrestling, American gets that boner,
All right, let's transition to Slammiversary.
I'll say this. Kenny Omega wins the title, though. Wins the Ring of Honor title.
And IWGP. Oh, shit.
Yes. And you know why? Because he'll turn around and say, I'm a dominant force in wrestling. This is what I am the indie guy. I am the guy.
He is the indie guy.
He's the guy.
He is the guy.
It shoots all over WWE too at the same time. That'd be great.
Oh shit!
I would love to see that because that's what Kenny. Have you not seen a Kenny Omega promo like lately? He's just shitting on WWE like anytime he gets. It's great, and it's actually truth. It's truth though.
Or they could also go for this right here. History. Jay Lethal wins both belts and becomes the first African American to win the IWGP heavyweight title.
Oh, dude, I would mark out for that because I like Jay Lethal. I don't care of all the situations that's going on with him and whatchamacallit, but literally Jay Lethal winning both titles. Dude, I would love to see Truth Martini come back though.
And it will be a low blow to WWE. Like, damn, you guys still don't have an African American champion, but the Japanese company put their belt on an African American guy. Damn, you're looking at
you know the new owner. You know the new owner of New Japan is all diverse, right? He wants all diverse talent to win titles and shit.
Oh,
I'm cool with that. The new owner of New Japan, he's a German guy. I think he's a German or an English guy. The new owner, because they wanted to Americanize. They wanted to broaden their horizons with the product. That's why they're expanding into the U.S. He wants to be a dominating force in the U.S. He wants to take on, Mark Cuban has a big mouth, and he said it before the owner did, that they want to take on WWE and do better product. But that's just me. That's just Mark Cuban and what I've been seeing, on clips and shit on YouTube. So
hold on, real quick before we get into Impact, is this a troll? Does Elias really have a album out?
Yes.
Let me go check.
Yes.
Let me go check on fucking
Walk with Elias. Yes, it's real.
No way.
Walk with Elias is real. Yes, it is.
Is it a troll album or is it like really him singing this shit?
It's really him singing.
Wow.
It's not a joke. Yes. I will look that up on Spotify right now for you, just to confirm.
No, it is real. It is real. Walk with Elias EP. He only has 4 songs, but yeah, no.
Kid, you want to name the songs?
Right there, see? Right there, Walk with Elias on Apple Music.
Oh my God, Apple.
It's the ballad for every town of Ruben and Elias words, Nothing I Can't Do, and Walk With Me. Those are the 4 songs this man has on Apple Music and Spotify right now.
Yep.
And no, I will not add this to my library because it will be cancer. No.
I would have to listen. I would you see what I'll do? See what I'll do is I'll do you one better. I'll listen to the album and I'll give a review on my YouTube.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God.
It can't be any worse than John Cena's Thumonomics shit back in 2005. Hey,
that was garbage.
Hey, I'll say this. I listened to John Cena's 2005 album. I actually rocked out to that shit when I was a kid. I thought John Cena was the shit. And guess what? I was wrong.
The doctor of thugonomics, people.
Dude, when he did the whole thing with Stephanie McMahon, that shit was great. And then the whole chain gang and everything, and then he just it went downhill from there.
Fake Marine Cena. That's
fake Marine Cena. That is true. That is true. Oh yeah, throughout the show on Raw, just real quick, we're shooting the shit real quick. They said it passed Carly B for the best album ever. For the top album so far. Yeah.
Oh my God.
On iTunes. And I heard
Michael Cole's
when I heard Michael Cole saying this, and then Michael Cole's like, I love Elias. Elias is great. Elias is this. I'm like, what script are you reading from, bro?
I'm about to pull out my Bluetooth earphones, sync them to my freaking phone, and listen to this shit real quick. That's how much I want to hear this horrible album.
Hey. Imagine Elias comes out and does a country version. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. On a guitar. It's kind of funny. I'll give WWE credit. At least they're doing something funny with Elias, though.
They know how to market stuff.
They're marking Elias pretty. Oh, here it is. Walk With Me. And it's on Spotify. Here it is. Walk With Me. Here we go.
Here we go.
Hold on. Okay.
Just go pull up Apple Music right now.
It's not bad. I listened to 30 seconds of the first song. It's not bad. Ballad everybody's town has been to. You know that one. You know that one song that he does. Hello, this is Elias. That's his opening song. I am Elias. Okay, I will have to do a review of this now because for the fun shits and giggles of it on YouTube, I'd have to do a review and give it a review score when I get done listening. Maybe I'll add it in my playlist just for the trolls, for the trolls and giggles when I stream on Twitch.
Well, let's transition to Slammiversary 2018, and I'm just gonna open up by saying this. This was perhaps the best Impact pay-per-view in the recent years. Like all the other Impact pay-per-views since the release of Dixie Carter and even under the Dixie Carter reign, post Hulk Hogan, have been just it's been above average. This one completely blew off the roof and expectations. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, so I'll just turn it over to you guys.
I had to grab myself a water.
Oh shit.
I heard what you were saying. Great, one of the better pay-per-view, one of the best pay-per-views from Impact so far. I want to see what they're going to do with the Bound for Glory pay-per-view too. I would honestly say too, this pay-per-view was great. I mean, I watched it with Brady. It was really, really good. Sensational matches throughout the night.
It actually really was a really good pay-per-view for a non-WWE product. To be very honest with you, I was very impressed with a lot of these matches. A lot of great finishes. The matches ran pretty long. It was amazing.
So let's get into the first match, the Fatal 4-Way with a new addition, Petey Williams, because Rich Swann, he had a concussion, so he couldn't make it to Canada. Johnny Impact defeats Ishimori, Bullet Club 444. Petey Williams and Phoenix with Starship Pain on Phoenix. Even though Impact won, I feel like the star of the match was Phoenix. This guy was hitting some moves that I've never seen before, and like even though I sometimes watch him like in Lucha or whatever, like with clips, he was like, it seemed like he was just busting out new shit out of nowhere. So Impact wins, but Phoenix to me MVP of the match. So I'll just turn it over to you guys.
I didn't make it for that match, but I did watch it on Daily Motion. I did watch it later after the fact. Impact, I knew he was going to win the match because they're all hype. They're all high on him, formerly known as John Morrison. I know they're all high on him. Don Callis and all them and Scott D'Amore are high on him. So I know he's going to be somewhere in the fold for a title shot eventually. Star of the match, honestly, was Phoenix. Phoenix throws these moves. Like, did you see, like, he was on the top rope and he threw this one move that I just went, wow. And then he threw another move that I saw, it was like a it was like he just throws moves and he's fast. Like, I in Lucha Underground, you didn't really get the quality of Phoenix very much. You know that quality, but you get it here. And that one move he threw on Petey Williams, dude. I thought Petey Williams was done. I thought he was done. Like several times, I thought Petey Williams sells moves, man. Like I'll give him credit. Like throughout the match, he was selling moves, and I thought honestly he was done a few times.
You're talking about when he hit that springboard double stomp, right? Yeah,
when he hit that springboard double stomp from distance, I was like, it's over. It is over. And like, no, it wasn't over. Petey Williams, I'll be real with you, could sell moves really nicely. He sells moves and he's a believer. That's what I like about him. He's a believer. Now about Rich Swann not being in the match, I'm a little disappointed with that, but but that's understandable. Rich Swann will get other opportunities. They're high up on him too, so he'll get other opportunities. Yourself, Brady?
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I did miss that match, and I did not go back and check out the other match. I'm sorry.
Well, we can move on to Tessa Blanchard defeating Allie with Hammerlock DDT. This match was really good too. The only problem I had with this match was cameraman. When Tessa Blanchard does that entrance with the head shake and the ass shake, you gotta be up close. You can be up close for Austin Aries and like Austin Aries and Pentagon and Sami Callihan, but you can't be up close for Tessa Blanchard. What the fuck?
You noticed when she was landing moves, right? Too in the match, right? Did you notice like the cameras were like off?
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to make her moves devastating, right? Put the camera near her, man.
It kind of felt like the camera work got better as the night went on.
Well, no, did you notice that their audio, they were having audio problems throughout the night with like, you can hear what the arena was hearing, but not what we were supposed to hear on TV was like echoey. and then it got better over time. They need to fix that for their Twitches and their pay-per-views, you know? They got to start fixing that stuff because that's just, you know, it's I get it. And I said this to you before, the production value. They gotta up the quality a little bit there.
Right,
They cannot have those mistakes on big pay-per-views like that.
I will say it's also like I did like the psychology in this match, like Tessa Blanchard getting pushed to her limits, and then her Tessa's facial expressions when somebody kicks out or when something happens to her, top notch.
Yeah. I think this is when me and Brady started watching the show right there when the live stream thing. The live stream was terrible, but live stream was terrible on the one I was watching it off. It was pretty terrible.
It really wasn't a very good live stream, but however, that was a pretty good match though.
Yes. And you know what? Allie looked pretty decent looking that night. She looked pretty decent.
I like how Tessa hit the hammerlock DDT. Like Allie had her up for the Alley Valley driver, and
twice
she flips out and hits the end. Hammerlocks her arm, and then just goes into the DDT. She didn't go through the whole wind up motion. Just like, okay, out of nowhere, hammerlock DDT. So I get basically saying she can hit that hammerlock DDT anywhere. Like if she gets your arm, she can basically just out of nowhere hammerlock.
Did you see? I think me and Brady both recognized that when we were watching it. Me and you were questioning that big punch to the face to Allie from Tessa Blanchard. That nice, like just hit. I just went, wow. And Allie just like you could tell it was like with some force, and you could tell Allie went back a few steps. I was like, wow, it's on. This match is on at this point. And then Allie hitting those two devastating Allie drivers, dude. I was like, Tessa's done. And Tessa gets up. Like, I'm going to tell you, Tessa needed a victory here. Tessa was losing matches left and right, and she needs a victory. You know what I mean? She needed a win, and this is the way to do it. This will jumpstart her dominance and in Impact now.
Something tells me though, he's not gonna put her toward the Impact title.
No,
he's gonna put her toward another feud because the goal for Bound for Glory, in my opinion, is to have Su Yung versus Rosemary, and then have Rosemary versus Blanchard, where Blanchard takes the title off of Rosemary.
Well, isn't Rosemary hurt for like a year?
I thought she was coming back like around like Bound for Glory time. Or is it?
I thought the last time we talked, she was out for a year with like a really bad. You were telling me some like nasty injury. But I saw her at the Rise Knockout show on Twitch, so I'm like, okay, she looks good.
Was she walking around?
She was walking around. Yeah, oh yeah, she was walking around. She's a manager for like this tag team for the women's division there.
So it's a possibility.
And she's wearing like, you know how they had the Death Clock Squad or something like that with James Storm? They're kind of doing that with Rosemary. And you know what? I'll say this. If Rosemary comes back, I want her to be like that. Like with the mask on, kind of like the whole thing. Because it works for her. And have those two people be like, that could be the female version of Sanity. Literally.
They probably might do that because, you know, her body was burned, so she'll have to reinvent herself coming back from
her body was burned. Really? They
well,
really
you know, storyline wise, you know.
Storyline wise, okay, all right.
So Su Yung put her in the coffin, and then Su Yung lit the coffin on fire. So,
oh yeah, I forgot they did that. They did the whole Undertaker thing when he did the cane like a few years and years ago. I forgot they did all that.
I almost forgot about this when you brought this up, Ted. You said Tessa Blanchard, she's the Phoenix Rise champion, something like that. Okay, Impact, if you're going to work with these different promotions and you're going to have your main talent win the belts there, they should bring the belts on television
and have it defended.
Defend them, show them. Like, don't have a job as you say, oh, Tessa Blanchard is the Rise of Impact, Rise of whatever champion, Phoenix Rise champion. And people will be like, oh, okay, where the fuck's her belt? Like, she came out bare waist. Like, where the fuck's the belt? It's just a little whatever to throw.
Well, for me, they did an agreement, I believe, of some type of money cash deal to have them bring to develop talent for Impact, which is pretty nice. It's kind of like Stardom for Ring of Honor. Why in the hell if Josh Matthews, and this is the problem I had with Josh Matthews throughout the night, he was promoting things, but when the wrestling talent would come out, they didn't have the belts. When they were promoting Austin Aries, you know, being this big champion and multiple champions, why is he not coming out with multiple belts? Make him feel bigger in the room. You know what I mean? I just didn't understand the night. You know, you had previous champions and Josh Matthews announcing that, and Don Callis going, you know what I mean? Kind of like trying to, you know, like, Josh, stop talking. Stop talking. I felt Don Callis a few times was trying to basically tell Josh to stop talking. Like, just stop talking, you know, like, don't give out everything, you know? I felt throughout the night that's what Don Callis was doing, diffusing things, because Josh Matthews likes to splurt out things before saying, you know what I mean?
I kind of got that feeling too.
Yeah, I was like I felt like Josh Matthews. I was like ready for Don Callis. I was ready for Don. You know, you remember in Ring of Honor, this happened with what's his name? The Kelly and Steve Corino, where Corino just decks out freaking Kelly because he talks too much. I felt Don Callis was going to do that eventually. Like, just deck out like Josh Matthews, send him on his married way and suspend him, talking way too much information. That's what I thought was going to happen.
You might see that one day.
Oh, dude, I would love to see it. I would love to see it and have Don Callis like literally do a whole like Vince McMahon, you're fired kind of segment, and then literally have somebody like Mike TNA or some come back, bring them back, or better yet, you know what, JR. Wouldn't that be something if Impact went out and got him just for the hell of it to do some pay-per-views with Don Callis and Josh? Like, Josh gets suspended. They have like a feud. Josh gets suspended for, you know, for saying things out of order, you know, company subordinates, you know, and then they bring in JR just for the hell of it for a few pay-per-views.
I can see them bringing like, if the money's right and if JR is like really, he knows he's never going to work with WWE again, because once you cross that line to Impact, like, people, you know, pretty much know it's going to be a hard time getting back into WWE. So I guess that's another.
Well, JR's been working with New Japan for quite a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does something else, like with Ring of Honor or in Impact. Wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think WWE really takes New Japan seriously right now.
They should.
They should. But I think it all depends on how big that Ring of Honor New Japan Super Show is. If that goes over big and it sells out, yeah, then they're gonna have to, like, okay, JR, you keep showing over there, you're cut off from over here. Like, bro, don't come over here for no NXT takeover stuff. Don't come back for no retro stuff. You're over there. You made a line the same.
And WWE needs to start looking at Impact Wrestling as a competitor, because they're looking at it as a joke, and it's like they're putting on the matches that we want to see as wrestling fans.
Well, that is true.
And they're allowing the cursing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, like when I heard Tessa Blanchard just like look at her like, I'm gonna beat your effing. When I saw it come out of her mouth, I was like, oh, it's over. Match is gonna be over here soon. Tessa Blanchard's great. WWE dropped the ball with that. Honestly, dropped the ball majorly. Hey, it's Impact's gain. Impact signed her for big money, so give her everything. I would like to see her be champion soon. I would mark out for that.
I hope that, yeah, hopefully that comes in the future.
And her music is fantastically done.
She has the bit. I want to say she has the best music in Impact. Like, that rap, and it has a nice beat and it fits a character.
Yeah. And her little walk to the ring is fantastic. They just need to zoom in a little bit more, make it fill the room.
Usually when they do it on the television show, it zoomed in, like when it cuts from the television, from the Titantron to her, and it's like it's hot. Like, I would say this, Tessa Blanchard, she's very hot. She's very attractive. But sometimes it depends on who shoots her with the camera. Her chin just looks long as shit. Like, I still would smash, but her chin, like, she has a really big ass chin. Like, when sometimes it depends on the camera. Like, I look at her one angle and like this one thing, like in this one man, and I'm like, damn, her chin's long as fuck, man. Like what the fuck is going on? It looks really.
We're having the American a la carte would he smash Tessa Blanchard
in the chin,
in the chin,
in her chin,
in a review.
In the chin.
From 1 to 10, what would you give it? 1 to 10.
1 to 1 to. You say 1 to chin?
1 to 10.
Yeah, 1 to chin. It should be 1 to chin.
Oh, I think we need to switch over to Eddie Edwards versus Tommy Dreamer. This for a hardcore match, it was decent. It was nothing like whatever. Eddie Edwards wins with the Boston Knee Party to Dreamer through a chair. Nothing really spectacular. But what was spectacular? Tommy Dreamer passing the torch or the kendo to Eddie Edwards. So the question now is Eddie a heel? Is he a face? Is he in between? Where does he go from here? I'm intrigued to see what direction they take Eddie Edwards. Guys?
Well, I told Brady when the match was over, I was like, what is this? What? Like, I was bored. I was bored of the match, to be honest with you.
I enjoyed it.
I was like, when are they going to end this? Like, the only thing I like, and maybe American a la carte thinks I'm weird with this one, but I thought was really funny, which I was laughing, was when Eddie Edwards got the staple to the head and he rolls out of the ring and he's looking at the cameras, get off of me. And then he goes over back to the camera. Like you don't want the camera on you, but then you want the camera on you. And then he takes his hand and he starts just going like this, like a Michael Jackson thing, starts wiping his face and then like does this little strut dance and then comes back over and he's like,
bro, the faces he was making during that match were killing.
Oh, dude, his eyes. Like, I was like, this is the entertainment of the match. I like to see Eddie Edwards just be bloodied and just go over to the camera and just sell it. And I don't know. Tommy Dreamer just looked, I don't know, to me, I don't feel like this was passing of the torch to me in a way because it was kind of a match that I turned around and said, Tommy just looks like if you go watch him on his show and then you go watch him on Impact, like Tommy Dreamer looked out of shape really badly. At sometimes I thought he was having a tough time just bringing up Eddie Edwards altogether. That's what I thought.
Brady?
You there, Brady? I think he muted himself real quick.
But also the Eddie Edwards, like I've been watching Eddie since Ring of Honor, and never would I have thought that Eddie Edwards would play a convincing heel, and he's pulled it off. He's got the look now. He's got the mannerisms now. He's got the talking down. Like, do you buy Eddie Edwards as a heel?
Yes. Yes, I do. Brady, you agree? I think Brady had to step out for a moment. I agree. I agree there.
Like,
oh, he's back. He's back.
So sorry about that. So,
do you agree that do you agree with Eddie Edwards being a good heel?
I think it'd be a fantastic heel, man. He just has that sort of like your FU mentality to him. I like his style. I like his look, and he can put on a damn good hardcore match. So yeah, I mean, he'd be a good heel.
What I was expecting out of that match at the end, I was expecting when they handshaked, you know what I mean, and his wife came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And did all of what she did. I was wanting him, when he passed the torch back to him, hit him in the face with the kendo stick hard, like the Sammy Callahan, and then just say, Sammy, you're next again. We're not done. We're far from done. I got a lot to finish with you. I was waiting for it. And then when he was like crying and sobbing in the corner, I was like, okay. All right, I'm confused. You're supposed to be this guy that doesn't give a shit. You're supposed to beat the guy in the face. I wanted you to be savage. Like, I want you to go back over to Tommy Dreamer and just hit him in the face with the kendo stick. Like, oh yeah, you pass the torch to me, I'll beat the shit out of you some more.
I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but the Impact spoilers just popped up on my screen, and I'm just say this right here. The way they're taking Eddie Edwards, kendo stick. Everybody's getting a kendo stick. That's pretty much it. In the next set of tapes, everybody getting some kendo stick love. That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
Well, that's why I was telling Brady to start watching Impact more often, Lee. This is why. Damn.
Let's switch to the X Division match.
And spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, he just gave some of it out.
Brian Cage defeats Matt Sydal in a great X Division match. Now, I know some people in the IWC were mad that it didn't make any sense. Like, they were like, Matt Sydal, he was supposed to lose in 10 minutes, which if you do that as a company, if you have your champion, no matter what the size is, losing 2 minutes, that's horrible. But they were mad that Sydal put on a credible match, and that Sydal, who says he isn't scared, wasn't scared of Brian Cage when a week ago he almost beat Brian Cage. He just had Kong's help. But I didn't get that. But anyway, Sydal, I love the fact that he used Brian Cage's momentum, his own strength against him. And Matt Sydal, I think next year, if they have this whole thing of working with New Japan and Ring of Honor, Matt Sydal, he should be one of those guys that also should be in the G1. I mean, not G1, but the Super Juniors. But in the end, Matt Sydal ends up losing his title to Brian Cage with, I don't know if he slipped on the top rope and hit his leg, or he actually hit Brian Cage's knees or whatever. But either way, Cage is the new X Division champion. Guys, your thoughts on this match?
Brian Cage is an amazing talent. I liked him in Lucha Underground as well. He's devastating, dude. I don't know what people are upset about. He needs a title. Give him a title. Give him the World Heavyweight title for all I care.
They weren't upset about the title. They weren't upset about the title. They were upset that Sydal actually put on a confident match with Cage. Like, you know, Cage is so big. They were expecting like Sydal to be ran over. Pretty much.
Well, kind of. He did get ran over. He did kind of get ran over, but he did put on a good match for what it is. It's not. I'll say this: you're not gonna get. Brian Cage is kind of that. I want to say this in a good way without pissing people off or making people upset. He is the Impact version of somewhat Brock Lesnar, but not. Brian Cage is kind of like a hybrid of Bobby Lashley. I would say this, a hybrid of Bobby Lashley, Apollo Crews, and Brock Lesnar, all in one character. He's a hybrid of those three people. And the thing is that, yeah, you're expecting Brian Cage to come in and have those 5-minute matches where he's just going to dominate people, of course. But the thing is, this match was, I think, it played to the strength a little bit of both people in the match. And Brian Cage is a fantastic talent. He has a devastating F5. And now he's actually perfecting the F5 where it looks more devastating. Brian Cage, I want to see more Brian Cage, honestly. I'm a fan. I would really buy him a shirt called The Machine. Literally, for real. I'll buy one of his shirts because he's that good of a talent. But he's a hybrid, and I like it. And
you remember that spot in the match where Matt Sydal tried to go for a hurricanrana? Cage blocked it. He went for his own hurricanrana. On Matt's side, that shit just looked weird, like Cage doing a hurricanrana on Sydal, but Sydal blocked it into a powerbomb. I was like, yo, they booked the hell out of this match. And
I mean, I think Brady was in. Weren't you in awe of some of that match, dude? You were in awe a little bit about it.
Well, that's a pretty crazy match. I mean, him just high flying. I really do like Matt Sydal. He's a great talent. It was a pretty good match.
Brian Cage is a great enforcer. What I would like to see with Brian Cage, I hope it's not the same. It's not the same from him. I want to see a little bit of another side of him eventually. I hope it's not just a one-stop deal with him where it's the same thing over and over in reputation as champion. And I hope they just don't give him small talent to squash. Like, I feel like Congo Kong is going to come soon. I want to see Congo Kong in him again for the X Division title. that would set the X Division title over hardcore too. You have another match, and then that also makes the zombie bride or whatever his name is. I forgot his name. I call him the zombie bride now. Jimmy Jacobs. Yeah, I call him the zombie bride. I'm now calling him the zombie bride after seeing his Twitter. He needs to change his name from Jimmy Jacobs to zombie bride. Confirmed. He should. It would work better and dress up just like as a woman. That'd be funny.
What you're saying doesn't make sense because for some reason the IWC thinks the X Division title is only cruiserweights. I don't get that when they.
Well, the X Division started out as it was for any weight class.
Yeah.
Any weight class, and you did have the people don't remember this, but you did have Kazarian over on Impact before he was, or what used to be. I'm not going to call it the other name because it's now Impact. Impact back in the day, and then you had who's Kazarian's tag team partner? Not Samoa Joe. Who was his Daniels. You had Daniels winning it, and he was a heavyweight. You had heavyweight Samoa Joe winning it a few times. So it's pretty much an all-around title for anybody. If you really are, they're really doing what they've done is it's a hybrid of you could be cruiserweight or you could be whatever. And that's what I want from WWE. That's what I've been wanting for a while. I've been wanting a title like that for a while in WWE to make it interesting.
Yeah, the only time they put the weight limit is under the Hogan era when Hogan came in and said, "Oh yeah, you got to be 100 and so pounds to compete for the X Division title," and that kind of like put a damper on everything.
Kind of ruined it. Actually, that was just we'll say this. It was the sad era of It was the sad era of Impact.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I see other guys vying for the X Division title, but let me tell you something, brother. We're gonna put some weight limits on here, brother.
Yeah,
because you can't have all these vanilla midgets winning titles, getting all the glory. What you gotta do is, brother, put some weight limits in there and give me an hour worth of talk time because that's what the people came to see, brother.
And you know what too? You know it's funny. They brought him back just to have wrestling matches that were pretty bad. What's the next match after? What's the next match after that?
The knockouts title. Madison Rayne falls to Su Yung. This will be the weakest match of the card. Not a bad match, just the weakest. Madison Rayne tries to go for her. Let me say this: Madison Rayne. Why is she the shouts? Who's that dude on Mortal Kombat that steals people moves? Shang Tsung.
Yeah, Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung of wrestling moves. She stole Cody Rhodes' Crossroads. She stole Zack Ryder's Heat Wave. She stole the RKO Ripcord Cutter. She stole the Voodoo Bomb. And I think she stole something else. Anyway, she's like got everybody. She stole everybody's move, and she tried to go for the cross reign. And Su Yung put her into the mandible claw and wins the match, and then puts Madison into the coffin. Not a bad match, but not it was on compared to the rest of the card the weakest. Guys, your thoughts on this match?
I had this conversation with you like 2 weeks ago when we did the whole we didn't cover the leading the go home show for SummerSlam, but the week before that we did, and I said the same thing about Madison Rayne then as I'll say now. Misutilized talent. Retirement match. That's what it felt like to me. A retirement match. And I'm like, why? I said this like to Brady. I was like, why are we doing this? Like, she doesn't need to be retired unless her contract's expiring. Okay, then I understand what they're doing. They're writing her off TV altogether. Okay, cool. But I kind of felt the same way when they had the match in Ring of Honor with Sami or Sami Sagai. Yeah. Like this show is like, I saw people posting it online. I was like, what the fuck? Like, really? She's gonna lose that quick and that fast? Lose, like, not have quality matches, just lose. And it's like, no, Madison Rayne's bigger than this. Why? What? Also, I've been saying for a while, I've been in shock at how she's losing. It's not she's stealing moves from anybody else. She's putting on great matches, but losing bad. It's not good.
I think her only wins have been against Tessa Blanchard.
What was that?
She beat Tessa Blanchard twice.
Yeah, but do we really count those? Honest. Okay, leading up to this, did she really have? And I felt, and I know you're a Madison Rayne fan, so am I in a way, but it's like the lead up to this was like garbage, and it was kind of garbage to me. And just having her lose that bad is so disrespectful to me, in a lot of ways. Having her lose in Ring of Honor and in Impact was just disrespectful to me, because she's well proven. I just didn't understand.
I guess it would be her retirement thing, because I guess Josh is gonna be the breadwinner and she's gonna be at the house. So I guess this is where like.
Well, my question is too to you as well. Was that Ring of Honor thing? Was that because I got to see some of the clips on Twitter. Was that TV? Was that TV or was that a pay-per-view?
No, that was TV tape.
It was TV tapings. Okay, that you were at. Okay. So we're gonna get those soon down the road, right?
Yeah, like in 2-3 weeks or so, should be on the Ring.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll be able to watch that on that site that we have eventually.
Nice.
Madison Rayne, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm just frustrated with that. It's like, I get what they're gonna do with it. I get it. Leading up to Bound for Glory, they're gonna have her retire. I believe in the Impact Hall of Fame, somewhat. I believe this, but she's only 31. Unless she had, now she's having kids. If that's the case, then I understand. Then I get she's gonna take a step back, like Taryn Darrell did.
Full-time stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. I get it. I understand it, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm a little disappointed. I don't know. I'm a fan. I over the years have grown up with her since, I remember when I was a teenager, when she first came on the scene until now. And it's like kind of sad. It was kind of sad when Gail Kim was retiring, but I knew why Gail Kim was retiring, because she had a devastating injury. I get why her forced retirement happened, but I don't understand Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne's doing some of the best work she's ever done. That's the thing, in my opinion.
Probably family. I would guess family life. Want to take it easy on her body. 31. That's a pretty average time for a wrestler if you don't retire. I can see Madison Rayne maybe going to NXT, but maybe
she is. Maybe this will be a surprise. Maybe we'll see her on NXT in the future.
Her taking like maybe a year off, workout, spend time with the family. All of a sudden, hey, here's Madison Rayne in NXT.
Kind of reminds me of how it reminds me so much. How I feel about this. It reminds me so much how they did James Storm. If you remember, James Storm went out. They played it like as it was an injury kind of deal, but it wasn't. James Storm was just kind of done with Impact altogether, and I think Madison's kind of feeling that way. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she's in Impact or she maybe goes to Ring of Honor full time. Wouldn't be surprised.
I can see her going to Ring of Honor full time. They are building that division up, and they got some good women over there. The Women of Honor, they got Sumi Sakai's growing on me. They got Kelly Klein.
Yep.
They got Mayu in the Women of Stardom.
They got HZK.
Oh yeah,
Zuki. I like Zuki. She's cool. I follow her on Instagram. She's cool.
I like who's the other one?
I like her tag team partner.
I think Kimura. Kimura's fucking hot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, anyway, let's switch over to the tag team match. The OGs versus the new LAX. And this match was fucking awesome. The border toss through the table. Homicide doing like this. I don't know what the fuck that was. That plancha / front dive through the middle of the ropes. I don't know how the fuck you did that. You had thumbtacks. And then you had, what else? Hernandez. Like, let me take a moment. Hernandez is that dude.
A razor's edge.
Bro. He was doing all the cool shit. Like, he was getting hit with cookie sheets, and he like, really? Pop! Like, he was no selling it. I don't know how Hernandez has not sniffed the World Heavyweight title, but in 2018, that needs to stop. They need to have Homicide and Kingston tag team up. And King already said something about they're the outlaw OGs. So from Ring of Honor, they were called Homicide and King were called the Outlaws. They're the okay. Have them tag team up and have Big Hernandez, fight for the world title. This man is too big, has too much personality to be in a fucking tag team. Stop wasting the man's talent. Just stop it. It doesn't make any sense. But in the end, the new LAX, which I'm a fan of the new LAX, but here's the problem. Conan, even though he's a good talker, he holds them back. Like, okay, they have this really good match. But in the end, what happens? Conan, oh, I'm going to scratch Homicide and throw you some tags. So it's really Conan winning the match with, the other guys helping. And it's just like, man, why? Like Conan, like I like him, but damn, like it just feel like every LAX match, oh, Conan saves the day for these guys. I just don't like that shit. Like maybe I'm wrong, but I'll just pass it over to you guys.
Brady, you were really into the match, so you can go for me. Go ahead of me. Uh-oh, Brady's talking, but we can't hear him.
Uh-oh, mic problems.
There we go.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Stupid ass mic. Excuse me, I apologize. I was talking before this mic interrupted. As I was saying, this is quite possibly one of the greatest hardcore tag team matches I've ever seen. These guys were running around the ring, just beating the hell out of each other with anything they could find. Steel chairs, freaking cookie plates, freaking tables, thumbtacks, you name it. These guys were going crazy. This was a crazy, crazy match. I've never seen something like this in my life.
I was with Brady kind of in that awe. Like, I thought that razor's edge from the one side of the ring to the other, I was like, no way, Hernandez is going to not do this. And he did. And I was like, wow.
Through the table, no less.
It wasn't, like the way they had, the camera was good at that point. They literally nailed it right there when he tossed him like across the ring like a rag doll. And he went, like the table it actually looked real to me. Like it didn't feel like it was like fake cracked already. He just went right through it. And you see his eyes roll back up behind his head. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that.
Eyeballs, man.
You see those eyeballs. There's nobody home. And I was like, wow. Yeah. And then the spot. Conan, okay. I get there's so much Conan can do in a match, but he played his spot to me okay. I knew that the attacks were coming somewhat because with Conan, that's what happens. Because if you watched him in somewhat in Lucha Underground, it was like that. And the thing with Conan, I like him. I just feel like the new LAX would be better without him. Honestly, he's holding them back in a lot of ways. I agree with American on that, but their spots were great. They had a spot for each thing, and Kingston really. I love when he went over to Conan and started just running his mouth at him. Like, what are you going to do about me? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Patna? What are you going to do? And like, I thought Conan was just going to go over there and shove him down on the ground. And then they like have like a little spat. But I was like, the action just never stopped. I do like the new LAX and I like the OGs. Homicide and Kingston should get together at this point. It would be more believable to me. And I remember them as the Outlaws. So it would be great. And they were also another tag team back in the day too in Ring of Honor that was even better. I could see them both revitalizing that and call themselves the Outlaws. That'd be cool.
Outlaw OGs. And
yeah, that would be cool.
I forgot to mention that they beat up Conan at the end of the match with like a slapjack. And then they NWO the titles with the spray paint. That was kind of cool at the end.
And they took the titles with them. They were just like, fuck it. We're just going to take the titles. We're going to walk out with the titles. We're going to spray paint them and walk out. I was like, all right, I can get down with this. It's the version of the NWO, just the Outlaws version. I'm cool with that. Now, here's my question: do you get in trouble for doing the whole Too Sweet thing?
The what?
That's the Too Sweet thing. I thought you can't do that outside of WWE anymore, right?
Well, they did it for like the Bullet Club can't, but I guess other people can unless they start making money off it.
Imagine the Outlaws start doing something like that. They'd start Too Sweeting. Imagine.
Oh shit! Lawsuit.
Or they do something in the range of it. You know what I mean? Something of the range. You know, every time they beat people up, I see a faction with this. Because what you could honestly do is you can have the tag team and then you can have Hernandez part of it. And you can have like each one of them, kind of like how Bullet Club does their thing, where they come out with different theme songs, but like with like it could be like the OG Outlaw Hernandez coming out and for the title. You know what I mean?
So
something
like
that.
Bird rules or something like that.
Yeah, like kind of what they do with the Bullet Club, and then they recruit people into it. You know what I mean? They could have something like that. The Outlaws, the OG Outlaws,
but
they come out with some music.
Spanish though, they have to be like Spanish guy or a Latino heritage guy. So
Phoenix
turned on Pentagon.
That would be. See, I could see that happening.
Ooh.
Wouldn't it be something if Phoenix? I kind of said this too. Imagine Phoenix takes his mask off on purpose, does it just for Impact.
Oh shit!
Takes it off and then he joins the OG Outlaws.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued by that.
I'm done with this lucha thing. I'm done. 5150 or 7550 or whatever they call themselves. And he comes out, he takes his mask off, and he's just like, Pentagon, we were brothers. I'm sorry that I have to do this. And just totally gives him a finishing move.
Oh shit!
And then Kingston comes out, and then he starts like kind of like how Bullet Club does when they recruit. Takes the mask off, and he goes, "It's time. Take the mask off." And he keeps the mask on. I wouldn't be. That would be cool too. Just keep the mask on, change the colors, make it like outlaw colors, and he becomes kind of like how Manic was for when he joined the Revolution. Yeah, just have it like that, where he just joins and the mask changed colors. I'm cool with that. And then Phoenix turns on his Lucha brother. And then you have a feud. Then you have that feud from Lucha Underground that we all love, Pentagon versus Phoenix, in Impact. You see what I mean? And you can make that a really extreme match.
Now that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's transition to my opinion, the best match of the night. Pentagon Jr. versus Sam Callahan, mask versus hair. Where do I start with this match? First of all, Sammy Callahan he needs a belt. Like, you can't, like, if you're denying that Sammy Callahan shouldn't be the worldwide champion, you're a hater. I can't reason with you. You can't be reasoned with. I can't take your opinion seriously.
He should not be champion.
He doesn't deserve it. He's a bum.
Bro, Callahan.
We're kidding.
It's stuff you're doing with the railroad spike, and I said this on the video, Impact video. I need a T-shirt of Sammy Callahan driving that spike into Pentagon's face with that snot and spit running from his mouth, screaming at the crowd. I need that on a T-shirt ASAP. Take my money. I need that on a shirt. That image was so fucking cool for some reason. Like what was that? Like, he's screwing the crowd. He's like, how do you have that much snot loogie? How do you get like, and he's yelling and spit? What? Why? Why is that happening at this situation? It's like he's crying, snotting, spit. Why? I need that on a shirt. That's all I can say. I need that on a T-shirt. I will wear that. And then you have like I said, the spike thing. Pentagon hitting a baseball bat with a spike into Pentagon's head, and then them just like railing with the spike, them setting up chairs, slapping each other. Callahan taking off his vest and like, okay, slap it, yeah. And then he's like, oh, he like wraps it. So many good spots in this match.
Man, I say American should just commentate for Impact right now. There you go,
bro.
Dude, he's just like calling. He's calling every single shot of it, dude. It's like I have to stop and just hear you talk more about this. This is great.
And then, like Pentagon wins. Like I'm gonna just get real quick. Pentagon wins, and I knew he was gonna win, but the match was great. But Impact, let me say something to you. Yeah, great match, but it kind of loses steam because now people are like, oh yeah, great match. But it goes from nowhere because Sami Callihan with a bald head, it doesn't resonate. What would have resonated if you could have worked that out? Pentagon losing and taking his mask off. Imagine the shockwaves that would have sent across the wrestling world. Can't you imagine? I'm not saying they could have did it or like, you know, Pentagon probably said, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that.
We talked about this 2 weeks ago. Me and you went back and forth about this for quite a while. Me and American Brady went back and forth about this in a review for quite a while about our opinions on it. And I said, you know, you're either going to have two things in this match. You're going to have Pentagon winning, which is you're going to be like, oh, okay. And then you're going to have Sami Callihan selling it. And to me, here's my thing. Here's my opinion about it real quick. I'll say this. They did it right in a way because my thing is, and I agree with American, he should be somewhat in the title hunt. I agree. First, you build him up a little bit more than you do now. You give him the X Division title. I say this why you do, because you build it up. Because Sami can literally win without like winning clean. You see, he has OVE on his side. So you can have him win the X Division title and have that bloodthirst kind of match. You can have him beat Cage to a pulp. You could, but Cage is going to hold on to that title for a while. We all know this at this point. I would have Sami Callihan, when he comes back, you're going to have him more twisted. So you're going to have him more twisted. And, you know, the scary part of that is you're going to have Sami Callihan have no beard. Somewhat. I would like to see him with no beard and look more twisted. Give him makeup, give him some makeup. Seriously, like give him like the eyes like he does on some of the videos that he does on Instagram. Make him so twisted and make him lose his mind more. I mean, for shit's sakes, Mick Foley passed the torch to him. Make him be twisted. You know what I mean? Give him like the Terry Funk mixed in with Sandman with a Raven kind of deal, and Sami Callihan could be champion. I believe this. Now, everybody that's a hater on Sami Callihan, this is my thing about it, is Sami Callihan, honestly, those haters are remembering him as Solomon Crow, and we're going to talk about Solomon Crow. Solomon Crow was garbage. Yeah. Pure garbage. White hot garbage. It was bad. It was bad. When he revitalized his career, if you go back into Sami Callihan, you know, if you go back, you remember him with Dean Ambrose back in Combat Extreme Wrestling.
Yes,
and he was doing the same thing then, and he's just taking it to another level. And I want him to be champion. The match was fantastic. Pentagon hit these two drivers against him, and Sami Callihan's no joke. Like, he hit these two moves. I thought Pentagon was done. I thought he was done. And the two I was cringing when they were doing the whole spike thing because they made it so believable. They made it so believable. Me and Brady were like,
missing a murder, to be honest with you. I thought I was missing a murder. That's how bad this was. When I seen that man put that spike on Paragon's head and start hitting in there and hitting with the spike, I'm like, am I witnessing a murder live on pay-per-view? Is this a snuff film? Is this a snuff film? And then when I see Paragon take the other spike and they start hammering it into Sami Callihan's head, and just slamming it in there, it is like, what the? This is some crazy shit.
You know what
I've never seen this.
I was expecting Sami Callihan to pull a Tommy Dreamer or like a 3D and do a cutter off the rope into fire. I was expecting it, dude. I was expecting like fire pit and them going through it, like in the ring. But I knew when they did the whole Tommy Dreamer thing with the whole lighter fluid, I knew that wasn't gonna, it's gonna happen. But I was wanting it, and the match I felt was a little short. The end of it, I felt it was a little short because they got to get into the the hair cutting situation. And did you notice, like, if you're gonna cut a man's hair, man, go all the way with it, man. Like, go all the way with it. Like, what the Pentagon was stopping. I'm like, dude, just if you're gonna do it manly, do it manly. And then I thought he was gonna go over to OVE and shave their heads too. That's what I thought he was gonna do, just to make it even worse. On Sammy
Callis, how he sold Sammy Callahan. He was like, and Callahan with that disgusting mane of hair. He grew up in the armpit of America, Ohio. He's a disgusting, vile human being. Oh my God, somebody stop this. This can't be. Oh my God, it's a barn burner. I'm like, damn.
And he's like, is Callahan crying? Don Callis is he crying? Is he crying? I was waiting for Don Callis to start laughing just for the hell of it. And like Josh Matthew, like, dude, I'm sorry. When Don Callis is on a roll, just let the man talk.
Yeah.
Josh Matthews needs to go. Like, he needs to stop talking. Like, I almost a few times I was saying to Brady, I want Don Callis just to punch him square in the face. Knock him out for the rest of the night. Like,
I never liked Josh Matthews. I never liked Josh Matthews. I always thought he was an annoying little twat. I never really thought he was really good on commentary. I never thought he was good in the ring. Why are you even on TV, to be honest with you? Go to the back, and carry someone's backs. That's what you should be doing.
I said this to American or Liberal Hill. I said this to him a couple of weeks ago in our review. I said that Josh Matthews needs to be a manager, and I thought they were going to move him off the commentator's desk when he was doing the whole Mike Seidel stuff. I was like, oh yes, and then they're going to put Sanjay Dutt as that until he gets back with off injury, his Achilles injury. I thought they were going to do that, and I was wrong. I was completely wrong. They put Josh Matthews right back into place. They ruined it too. I thought Josh Matthews would have been perfect for Matt Seidel. Mike Seidel doesn't need to talk. Just have Josh Matthews. I found it entertaining. Josh Matthews is great as a manager, not so much as a commentator. Or you know what? Make him general manager. You know what I mean? Make him general manager. Give him a segment like he's a general manager. Because I remember him on SmackDown back in the day being manager, and it was funny. He was a total douchebag. That's when Josh Matthews is good, when he's a douchebag. An arrogant douchebag. Not so much being on the mic. I can't stand him on commentary. He needs to go. Dude, bring Kelly in. What are we doing with that? Like, Kelly's a free agent. Bring him in. Kevin Kelly, yeah, bring him in. He's a free agent.
Oh, Kevin Kelly's a free agent?
Yeah. He's sitting right there.
He does free.
Oh my God, dude.
He needs to be on Impact with Don Callis. They both work when they do New Japan stuff. It's just it's a harmony thing. And I don't feel like I would take Taz over freaking Josh Matthews any day of the week on commentary, just to be for real.
Taz?
Yeah, I'll take Taz. Yeah,
Taz over Josh Matthews.
Yes, I would. Why? I'll tell you why. Because yes, Taz made wrestling interesting. Josh Matthews talks, and I just want to literally want Don Callis to punch him in the face.
Look, man, I disagree with you on this, because when Taz was on the mic on SmackDown, I actually liked Michael Cole. I actually enjoyed Michael Cole's commentary. Taz is a wash-up who shouldn't even have been a commentator on WWE. I couldn't stand Taz.
Well, I agree with you there, but you got to understand the new Taz. And I know we're going on a little long here, but I'll say this: do you know who should be on a commentator's desk? Wade Barrett.
That'd be good.
Wade Barrett. I saw him. I had a chance to listen to him in another wrestling promotion in England. The one that Grado's the champion. I had to hear Wade Barrett talk, and it was like Stu Bennett is his name, and fantastic. He needs to be in Impact right now. confirmed. I want him to be there.
Yeah, but I think he's like more focused on acting. He's trying to follow the Batista and the Rock. So he's like wrestling. I can come at that anytime.
Nah, he needs to be on the mic. Pay him millions. Forget about the acting. You're good on the commentary booth. His heel commentary is fantastic. I love it.
How do they not like make this guy? I got some bad news. Like, how do you mess that up? How do you? Anyway, let's not really get into WWE. We got one more. Austin Aries defeats Moose in Moose's best match I've seen. Like, it was Austin Aries' craftiness. Is that a word? Craftiness versus Moose's athleticism and will to win. Austin Aries hits a brain bust on the concrete, a knee, like a flying knee or whatever. What is it? Like a spinning forearm to the back of Moose's head. And then he hits a brain buster. Like Austin Aries, man. Like for a guy that size, he wrestled like a heavyweight. How, like I hate to say it, how did WWE want to retain this talent to the cruiserweight division? Like that befuddles me. But also, who else thought that Austin Aries was gonna lose this match, and who was shocked that Austin Aries retained his title? I'm gonna raise my hand. Right, I'll pass it on to you guys.
Austin Aries, to be honest with you, I don't know. I was really thinking Moose was gonna walk away with the title. It really played into the wheelhouse of Moose. They had the beginning, middle, and end, and I thought, really, to be honest with you, I thought they were really gonna pull off the Moose victory and have Moose win, but I was like, wow, they're okay. They got all their eggs in the basket for Austin Aries. So does this mean that Austin Aries is holding the title until Bound for Glory then? At this point, I mean, they got all their money on Austin Aries. Maybe they want to keep Austin Aries around longer. You know, maybe because you remember if you followed Austin Aries coming into Impact, he was on a day-to-day contract kind of deal where he wasn't really, fully signed with Impact. But he was just there. So maybe they're giving him the title, maybe having him win this match just to keep him around for a long while. What I don't understand is Moose had one of his best matches, I think, in his career of Impact. Yeah. Hands down, one of the best. When he threw Austin Aries into the crowd, I was like, wow, I haven't seen that from him. When he tried to did you notice that he tried to do a spear off the ramp? Did you see him try to do a spear into the crowd?
That shit was kind of,
he was trying to pull that off. And then he also tried pulling off a few times a Razor's Edge. He tried a few times to get him up to do like on the top rope, a Razor's Edge, like a super Razor's Edge. I thought he was going to pull that off. Honestly.
Then the, what was that thing? When he hit him, when Moose was getting like beat down, he was just like, Moose, come on, Austin Aries. That's all you got. It's gonna be a long night for you, Austin. He was just like no selling Austin Aries' offense, and then, like I said, it was Aries using his experience and really heel tactics to win this and craftiness.
Well, the thing is with Austin Aries is a great talent. Well, let's call it what it is. They're keeping the title on him for something bigger than it needs to be.
But like, does this mean that Moose isn't like going to be a world champion this year? They're probably going to prolong it, or is this like, okay, Moose, you had your shot. Get back in line. Like, do you see Moose challenging for the world title again?
I can see him challenging for it again, to be honest with you. Moose is a fantastic talent. He's a big man who knows how to move. He's a big man who knows how to wrestle. He will challenge for that title again this year, I guarantee you.
Moose will be back there. Has he been an X Division champion before?
I think he was a grand champ. He was the grand.
Well, here's my thing. What I'm upset about, and somebody in the comment section, you guys are going to love Rebel Impact TV taping setup. Can I say something about that real quick?
Go ahead.
I don't know how much more they could do at Rebel. Rebel used to be hot as shit on TV, and then she became just jobbing Rebel. They need to do something with her, and hopefully, I don't mean to spoil in this review. Hopefully they do something more with her. That's she needs to be winning. She used to be really good, not no more.
She's still hot as shit though.
Yeah, she is, but like they need to do something more with her, you know? You know, something more. They said the TV Duke said that something to do with the tapings. Something to do with tapings.
Yes.
That they're doing something different with their setup.
The Rebel. Who's theirs?
No spoilers, just going to let your mind speculate. I probably already know. I probably already know because I've already read the spoilers. I don't mean to sound weird that I get the spoilers anyway. But we'll speculate on that. Let's keep it there. The match was great, dude. I mean, Moose needs. I don't know. I thought they were gonna pull it. What?
Moose does he need a manager? So like how? Okay, I don't know if you remember the storyline. In Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal, he didn't win the World Heavyweight title until he got with Truth Martini, which put him over the top, gave him confidence.
Yeah.
Would that be the same way in Impact? Moose gets a manager, he becomes a World Heavyweight champion. Would that work for you?
I will say this. They need to give him. I don't know what it's going to do for Moose, but they need to give him a manager. Jimmy Jacobs. Maybe like a Jimmy Jacobs kind of deal, but he's with
Congo.
He's with Congo Kong. Josh Matthews would be a perfect situation for that. Honestly, Josh Matthews would be pretty good with that. Because Moose can't talk on the mic, but Josh Matthews has got the charisma, though, to be a manager. Take Josh Matthews off the commentating booth. Seriously. Put him in as a manager for Moose. Seriously. It'd be great. I tell you why it would be great, because Josh Matthews could sell matches and be funny at the same time. You know, he's the opposite of Paul Heyman in a way. I know for Moose, he needs somebody like Ruthless Aggression. Why not D'Angelo Williams? Would that work? Like his own buddy?
I would think it'd have to be like a manager that's not. They would have to bring in like an old school manager, a manager that's known for winning.
Paul Ellering.
Okay.
You know what? You bring Paul Ellering in and make him. Paul Ellering did a great job with
authors.
With the Authors of Pain in NXT. You bring him in and you let him be part of TV taping constantly. Seriously.
That could be interesting. Moose and Paul Ellering, if it were to happen.
It could work.
It could work. I mean, Paul Ellering would sell the shit out of. You could also have. You could bring in, if you wanted to, a slap the Jay Lethal. If you wanted to, you could bring in Truth Martini.
Bro, Truth Martini is that it. Like of the modern era, he's one of the best managers. He can talk. He sells. I remember when Michael Elgin first debuted in Ring of Honor, he gave Michael Elgin that catchphrase. They say all men are created equal. They lied for Michael Elgin because they was trying to showcase how strong Elgin was, but they never put on a T-shirt. I wonder why. But anyway,
who else for Moose that you could bring in for Moose? You know what? I know. Does Matt Taven work for any other organization?
Who?
Matt Taven.
No, I think he just works for Ring of Honor and a couple of indie things. But if they were going to bring in Matt Taven, I would think they would bring him in by himself or with the Kingdom. But they wouldn't bring him in for Moose.
See, because I like Matt Taven on the mic, though.
Yeah,
Mike Taven is amazing, like literally on the mic. I'm thinking of people that they can bring in with Moose. Like Moose needs somebody at this point. I said this to American about the build up to the match. It was weak to begin with. It was kind of soft, and it kind of just made Austin Aries like, you don't give Austin Aries a home run pitch to hit, and that's what he was doing. He was teeing off on the promos. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt about about the whole Moose thing. Moose should have won that match. It was playing out that whole entire match to Moose, but then I don't know. Did you see the referee turn around to Austin Aries? Did you see the referee talk to him real brief when he went in around the corner?
I'm wondering, like, where do you go from here? Because everybody was expecting, oh, Moose is going to win. So what's the story they're trying to tell here? And if Moose isn't going to be the contender, who's going to fight Aries, and where does it go? Like, so I like that they're keeping people on their toes as far as you can't guess a storyline. You just when they think they have all the questions, I mean, all the answers, I switch the questions kind of shit.
Well, you kind of saw that from the referee. You saw that. You saw that with the referee. Did you just not see that a few times?
Yeah, I did. Maybe they might have switched it on the fly. Like, okay, Moose is not ready. We're gonna have you win, Austin.
Yeah.
But oh yeah. Speaking of Matt Taven, like I said, I had went to that Ring of Honor show, and the way things are set up in center stage is like, okay, they got 2 bars, and they have no food besides pizza. I was walking to get a pizza, or whatever, and I'm in the pizza line. I'm like, damn, the pizza line long as shit. I walk up to go to the bathroom, and they got the table set up for like the kingdom.
We're gonna talk about this after the show, after the review, because one of the spoilers, dude. I'm already pissed.
Oh, shit.
I'm already really upset about it.
Okay, we're not talking. But yeah, anyway, I saw Matt Taven. I was like, Matt Taven's tall as shit. God damn.
Matt Taven, dude. I would love just to sit in a room with him. Like, seriously, like, he's amazing.
He's come a long way from when he debuted.
The music of the music of the Kingdom is fantastic. We forgot to ask Brady, what did you think of the match altogether, bud? The main event of
Austin Aries versus Moose.
Yeah.
You know, man, Austin Aries knows how to put on a good match. It's what is Moose, in all respect.
I think you were rooting for Moose, I think, a little bit.
I really was rooting for Moose because I wanted to see Moose win the championship. Man, I've been watching Moose in Impact for a very, very long time, and he has the skills to win a championship. And to see Austin Aries come in from WWE and win the big title in Impact, that's great and all, and I'm happy for Austin Aries to be somewhere and be relevant. But man, Moose has been there for a long time, and he hasn't left Impact even during the Dixie Carter days. So why would you not give him that belt? That kind of just upsets me.
Well, see, that's what I was confused about. See, I told you the same thing. Why would they pull the trigger? They had the whole like David versus Goliath thing kind of going on with it, and then they just literally, I don't know. I've seen stuff like this before, but I didn't think they were gonna, they gave us the tease. It's kind of like I don't know, American. How would we go with something like that for Moose?
Like,
it's really difficult.
The feel of Booker T versus Triple H at WrestleMania, because Triple H, he was saying all this vile shit to Booker T, and you got to count the same thing with Austin Aries. Like, you're just a washed up athlete. Your mother, she's not going to be here because she doesn't want to watch a loser and all this crazy shit. And with all that, you would think, oh yeah, Moose is definitely going to win because he's got to redeem himself. And when he loses, like, oh, okay, I guess Austin Aries was right. Moose does kind of suck. He's a washed up athlete. It's like, damn, you kind of like shitting on Moose when you have Austin Aries win. So what's the end game here?
Well, that's my question. They built this whole thing up from the ground up that he was training, and I thought it was going to be like a feel-good story to where he wins the title, and they just sweep the rug underneath us.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you're overselling Austin Aries craftiness.
Yeah.
You put him over as basically a giant killer that really that's like crafty and everything like that, and that his craftiness outweighs anybody's physical talent, weight, height. It doesn't matter. Austin Aries has a game plan for them, so you have to be smarter than the Aries to win. Now that's what they're doing. Like Moose has to come back. He has to not out wrestle Aries. He has to outthink Aries. Maybe that's what they're playing up to. I may be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand the feeling of Moose. Moose, I feel like is underutilized talent at this point. You have him losing matches, and I don't know. I'm a little bit taken back how they just have him lose like that quickly, that fast. You know what I mean? Like he puts on this great match. Wouldn't it be something that he wins the title? You know what I mean?
Like I said, I thought it was a shoo-in that Moose would win the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I really, really thought. Oh my god.
Well, before we get, we talk about the spoilers and everything offline. Does anybody else do you want to like say anything else about the Slammiversary or whatever?
Well, do we want to talk about anything wrestling wise real quick? We could talk about that whole WWE Revolution thing. Evolution.
We can get to that.
The Evolution. You know, the Evolution. All women's pay-per-view. All women pay-per-view.
Just my job. If you stop WWE, stop.
Actually, I disagree with you with that, though. I'm actually cool with this. And I'll tell you why. Because we're going to I said this to American earlier. Think about this. A women's promotion within WWE. Think about it. Just think about it for a moment. Women's tag team titles, women television titles. Think about it. Think about it.
You have a point. How many other promotions are in WWE? We have 205 Live. We have that UK division. We have that UK championship that we never see. We have 205 Live, which is totally irrelevant.
Actually, take that back. Actually, you do actually see the UK title now, and you're going to actually start seeing tapings of that. It's going to be called NXT UK. It's a branch of NXT.
Just bring Pete Dunne to the main roster, and I'll be happy. Okay.
Well, they should at this point pull that trigger with him, though. He's so over.
I love Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne's great.
But the bruiserweight, man, the bruiserweight.
Well, here's the thing with the whole women's thing. I didn't like how they came out on Raw, and basically Stephanie making it all melodramatic. Like, are we serious? Like, just say there's a women's all pay-per-view. And okay, so the rumors were right about this. The internet was right about that. They predicted that there was going to be a women's pay-per-view. Like, who was right on that? All of us were, because I knew they were. When they started the whole women's revolution thing 2 pay-per-views ago, I said I think I was saying that to you, Brady. There's gonna be an all women's pay-per-view. I dock it down. And there's gonna be tag team belts, and there's gonna be another title. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna branch it off on the whole you watch, they're gonna branch it all off of the whole Mae Young Classic thing. Watch.
Well, you can already sort of see it when you look at that match with Sasha and Bailey. They were just keeping up as the next women's tag team. So I can sort of see what you're saying.
Well, you watch. They're gonna pull. I don't know. I don't know for Revolution. Evolution. Sorry, the name is shitty. Evolution is shitty. I'm sorry. Like, what are you doing? You're taking Triple H's three-tome the trio, and that's what we're gonna come up with. That's our idea, Evolution. Well, they could have called it something else. At least with Impact, I'll say this in this review. At least with Impact, they literally name their wrestling pay-per-views so much better. Seriously, like 100% better. American, what do you think about it? No,
I feel like a all women's pay-per-view, it has potential because WWE has so many talented women, The problem is the fact that the writers are shit. Like, in order for this pay-per-view to work, they need to have competent storylines, matches that make sense, and then there are only 2 titles. Like, there for right now, there are only the SmackDown Women's title, the Raw title. So, an all-women's pay-per-view, it like I said, it goes back to the story. Like, you have a decent storyline. And who is going to make this pay-per-view? Is it going to be a battle royal? Like, so many variables.
I told you at the beginning of before we did the talking about the G1, I said to you that they need to have a sideshow on the WWE network. Mm-hmm. They got to have a sideshow at this point. They need to take the women. I'm sorry to say this. They got to take the women off the. They got to take and if they're gonna make this work, here's how they do this. They got to take the women off of Raw and SmackDown. They got to take them off the show at that point. You're gonna have a 205 Live situation. That's my thing, because I just don't know how it's gonna work. Are you gonna have titles like a cruiserweight division for women? Is that what we're gonna be doing next? And then we're gonna have tag teams. I don't know. To me, I think they're gonna do this. They're gonna have tag teams on SmackDown and Raw. Okay, for women. I think they're gonna have the same looking titles. They're going to have the same looking titles. I'm telling you this now, because WWE rehashes titles. I think you're going to have a United States women's title. Oh, I believe this. I think you're going to have that, and I could be wrong with all this. And I think you're going to have an Intercontinental women's belt. Wouldn't that be something?
I guess
there's too much women talent. So what do you do at this point? How do you make it work? You gotta add it. You gotta add these belts. You gotta give the same belts that the men have.
Damn, you making too much sense, man. God damn.
You have to see it's a copycat. See Triple H is already running the show, so you already know. If it's not that, then you're gonna see NXT kind of stuff. Women's North American Championship belt. Oh man. That looks really good. Well, you bringing in big talent. See, here's the thing. You got Toni Storm. That's going to be NXT. You got Lo Shirai coming in. You got a bunch of talent coming in that's well-known from England. A lot of talent that we've all fell in love with. And they keep picking off. And it's really funny. They keep going into Stardom and keep picking talent. I wouldn't be surprised if they do this whole women's thing. They're not cleaning house with Stardom, offering contracts left and right around.
But they got 2 of the big 3 for Stardom. The only one that's still standing there is Mayu.
Mayu's got to go. Mayu's going to be going next. You watch. If they're all falling, do you think the big 3? You know they're all going. Lo Shirai signed for big money.
Yeah, well deserved too, because Lo Shirai, she's that bitch. Like, all of her matches are 5 stars. She's like
Lo Shirai. They're not going to let her use the package pile driver though.
I don't think.
Guarantee that
she uses the angel wings. That's one of her finishers.
I think they're going to allow her to do the moonsault. I think they're going to let her do the jump off the rope thing in the crowd. I think they're going to allow her to do some of the clotheslining stuff. She's got a really good mute set. Crossface, I think they'll let her use. The armbar thing, I think they'll let her use. The spinning, she does a Okada thing where she does the spinning pile driver. And I don't think they're going to, you know how WWE is with that.
They'll probably have to do she'll probably change to like a variation where like a face buster or like something else.
She's got this backwards face buster under the ground. It's pretty nice.
I think Mayu, if Impact was smart, they would try to get Mayu before WWE, just to not have the big 3 of Stardom all under the same roof.
Well, here's my thing. They're already doing it with Rise. Rise is happening. A lot of people from Stardom have moved over to Rise, to be honest, if you've not seen it yet. Chris Wolf did. Chris Wolf's a big draw. I was surprised WWE didn't go after her for the Mae Young Classic. I was surprised.
She's talented. She's a decent wrestler, but she has a tremendous personality. Like,
wouldn't WWE want her for the personality though?
Huh?
Wouldn't WWE want her for the personality though?
Yeah.
Honestly, I say this, and I'm making my prediction now. So this is how I see it. This is how I see it with Triple H is going to be running the helm. That's what it looks like to me.
Mhm.
So you're going to get awesome matches, 5-star matches most likely. I really believe you're going to have a United States Women's title. Believe that. I believe you're going to have an Intercontinental Women's title. I think you're going to have a weekly show. Mark my words. I think you're going to have a weekly show. If this goes well, you're going to have a weekly show. A weekly show on the WWE Network dedicated just to the women's division every week. And you're going to have storylines and feuds leading up to it. But here's the thing, though, when you do that, what titles are going to be featured on main card pay-per-views with the men? That's the thing. And we all know, Brady's even talked about it with me, that the hour-long, these long-ass pay-per-views, are just becoming too long and drawn out into where you fall asleep kind of deal where, I don't know. Brady, what do you think?
Yeah, to be very honest with you, like, these guys need to put in more talent, okay? So these people who run this gigantic, multi-billion-dollar wrestling company need to figure out, how are we going to make a pay-per-view for all women talent? Because they don't have any other titles established. All they have is the Mega Classic, 2 big championships, and what are they going to do? They're going to introduce a bunch of freaking titles at this pay-per-view and say, here's our new titles. Here they are. And
well, you know who's been
doing anything?
You want to thank somebody that's been fighting for, you want to thank this person? Becky Lynch has been fighting for quite a while to have an all-women's pay-per-view. She's been screaming from the rooftops of having an all-women's pay-per-view and a tag team titles and other titles. She wants to have a cruiserweight division within the women's division. Like Lo Shirai, if you've not seen Lo Shirai's got a devastating 619. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
She's got a 619 that she pulls off. It's like if they allow her and other talent coming in to do their moveset, it's going to be sky's the limit. I feel like we're going to have another uprising within WWE for it. But my problem is you don't have many titles. And like American said, the feuds going into it, how are you going to book those feuds? How is Paul Heyman going to be kind of responsible for book? Because I know Paul Heyman's got his hands in a lot of things right now in WWE as far as writing goes.
Is going to be a part of it?
Who?
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, I definitely
believe she has to be a part of it. Man.
She has to be part of it. There's no way. I don't like Ronda Rousey in WWE. I can't stand her on the mic. I can't stand her on commentary. I think she's too green. She should have been in NXT to start with.
So would that mean, would you have Ronda Rousey win the title at this pay-per-view or at SummerSlam?
She's going to win it in this pay-per-view. There's no way. The way they're booking her as a female version of Brock Lesnar. She needs a manager. She needs a manager right now. There's no way. There is no way in hell you have Ronda Rousey when she can't speak on the mic. She can't speak on the mic. She's too green. And have you seen her do wrestling moves? She should have been in NXT to start with and build her up. Look what they're doing with Shayna Baszler. I like Shayna Baszler. I liked her in Stardom. They're building her up here to be a dominating talent. I think Shayna Baszler's going to lose to Kairi Sane, but, I have a feeling that's how they're going to pull this off so she can go to the main roster. What Ronda Rousey needs is Shayna Baszler right now, really badly, and it shows it. Like, Baszler can be the mouthpiece right now for her, literally, and they can go beat people up. That's what you need from Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey needs a manager. She can't speak on the mic. It's like Brock Lesnar trying to speak on the mic. It's pretty bad.
Oh, Brock, he has his. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but Brock, he does have his moments sometimes. Like, Paul, say something stupid. What?
Literally, I will literally say this real quick. Ronda Rousey will win a title. She'll win the women's title. It's really hard because I don't like her in particular in WWE. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit. I I think personally, who should be winning the Raw's women title that's been around long enough. And I know it sounds really bad. I wanted to see like Ember Moon in that mix. I want to see dude, your guess is good as mine. They're having her job out to like the Riot Squad, and I'm sitting here just shaking my head going, wasn't Ember Moon kicking people's ass in NXT and taking names? Now she's just getting beat by suplexes in the ring, 1, 2, and 3 over. WWE's got too much women's talent. That's another problem too. If you really think about it, they got a problem with women's talent. Think about that.
It's just, it all comes down to WWE's booking. Like, I don't know.
They gotta have titles. That's the problem too. They gotta have titles in the mix of booking. How do you build up feuds? You're just gonna build up singles matches, and that's the way we're gonna go.
It might be tag team because they're doing the Bailey and Sasha thing. So
why? My thing is, why though? They should have a feud. They put on the best feuds. I don't know, man. I don't understand. I really don't understand WWE, to be honest with you, anymore.
Yeah,
it's like tonight. I'm sorry to say this. If you guys didn't watch Raw, you watched Bobby Lashley lose. Clean. And you know what? And I saw Bobby Lashley cry because I just saw like I seen the look on Bobby Lashley's face, and he's just like, there goes my career. It's over. And I saw him fall to his knees. And when I see a grown man fall to the knees and start crying like real tears, you know it's over, his career. At that point, you know it's over.
So Reigns versus Lesnar again at SummerSlam. Wow.
Oh no! When I seen that, I threw my glasses off. I said, "Why the fuck are we seeing this match again for the 50th time?" No. Hold up. So I have to actually root for Brock Lesnar. I have to root for Brock Lesnar to win this match.
He's not winning the match though.
Oh God! Just God! What?
He's UFC bound. Dude, you didn't know this?
God, I knew this, but I was hoping he would win it and just take the title with him. Because the last thing I want to see is boring bullshit Roman Reigns sit over there and get his title run. The only good thing about this is that it will actually be on Raw. And maybe he might lose it to some actual talent.
What was that?
There you go.
It's the big dog. It's my yard, my title.
Okay, whatever.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm just
the guy.
The guy.
Okay, you're the guy. Okay.
Well, here's the thing though. Here's real talk. Dean Ambrose is coming back.
Ooh.
Dean Ambrose is coming back. So if you do have Roman Reigns winning it, you could have him come in and he's wanting to be a heel for quite a while. Wouldn't it be something he turns on Roman Reigns completely and the Shield this time around and becomes an authority figure? Wouldn't it be something? I would love to see it. Here's my thing though, the whole Roman Reigns winning. And I said this to American, and this is how they could play this. This is how they could play this out, just to screw Roman Reigns over, just to give us the illusion that he's going to win the title. Okay. They have the Money in the Bank now going up for grabs at SummerSlam between him and Kevin Owens, Monster in the Bank and Kevin Owens. You could have Kevin Owens win that match though. Let's just say, have him win the match, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have Kevin Owens turn around. Roman Reigns has a fierce match with Brock Lesnar, wins, right? Wins the title. He's celebrating, and Kevin Owens wins. Kevin Owens comes in, cashes in, and totally beats him. Kevin Owens, 2-time champion. I'd be so happy with that. That would be a better situation than putting Roman Reigns over with that title. I think the crowd would be more into Kevin Owens. But then you start asking, like, what has Kevin Owens done lately to get that spot for the title? Then you start asking that question. Then you start asking the question, does Braun Strowman need to have that title in his hands? You know what I mean? That's the tough part.
I forgot Strowman had the Money in the Bank title. So they possibly could do, have Reigns win and then have him cash in. It could work.
Well, Braun Strowman's way over with the crowd. I don't know. Do you agree with that, Brady? Would that make you feel a little bit better?
I thought of that possibility, but look at it this way: it's just a ripoff of WrestleMania when Seth Rollins came in and cashed in on Roman.
Well, not exactly though, because here's the thing: you can have Braun Strowman or either Kevin Owens. You could have Kevin Owens win that match, right, and be surprising, and then you could have Kevin Owens come in when Roman Reigns has had that furious beatdown and wins the title, and then turn around and Kevin Owens comes out and hits him with his finisher. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and win the title 1, 2, 3. It would make the crowd so much better. You know what I mean? True. I really just don't see how they're gonna do this, because Roman Reigns is so hated. Like legitimately hated. Can we say like New Japan, like when they put their money on the line on Okada, they've done a better job?
Well, like Okada, here's the thing. Okada and Reigns, they're basically the same person. The difference is Okada's booked better. Okada, he actually, he wrestles good matches and he isn't made to like a goofball. Whereas Reigns, he wrestles good matches, but goofball shit, and they just constantly shove him down your throat.
Well, that's the thing with Roman that I don't like. I would love Roman Reigns if they didn't shove him down the throat and they actually gave him a good story. An actual good story. It made you feel like, I thought they were going to do like Rock 2.0. This is what I thought they were going to do, where they were going to have him lose matches. Have him lose match after match after match and then get hated by the crowd, lose clean, and then say, you guys did this to me. You guys did this to me, and become a heel. And then like build up to be a face like The Rock was, win mid-card titles, build up, and get loved by the fans and then get over that way. They haven't gotten him over that way. And they tried doing it. It didn't work. It didn't work as him as Intercontinental title holder. It didn't work.
This is what WWE does. Roman Reigns, he's his character. I'm impressed by the corporation. Everybody's against me. Oh, another title shot. Yeah, these guys, they're against me. It's basically Republican style. Everybody's against me. Oh, I can just keep getting money. Okay, I'm the headliner. Everybody's against me. What? And that's why the crowd hates me.
What was that, Brady?
Shaking my head right now.
What happened?
I'm just shaking my head right now. All I gotta say. Shaking my head right
well, I gotta hear this.
You know what?
Why?
Stop
what?
Not you. Stop. Come on, Liberal Hill. Come on, Liberal Hill. We all know that's not how it works. But yes, Roman Reigns is a little bitch who bitches all the time.
I gotta hear this. I gotta hear why he disagrees.
No.
Well, gotta hear this. I gotta hear
this. I agree with the actual premise, because he says he's always oppressed. I disagree with the analogy, but that's neither here nor there. This is a wrestling podcast after all. Yeah.
I will say this about Roman Reigns, okay? Was he relevant to be Gecko? Was he relevant coming in?
Kind of relevant. I mean, he was part of the Shield.
I mean, when I've done wrestling reviews with you and American, we've kind of shit all over Roman Reigns. We've always shit on him.
It doesn't matter if he's relevant. It's the fact that Vince is backstage rubbing himself with oil to Roman Reigns. That's the only thing that matters. Like, to Vince, oh my God, that's a star right there, baby. You're The Rock's cousin. You're all ripped and tan. He's oiling himself.
I thought Vince McMahon said, I thought he made a statement that he was going to focus on the XFL more than the WWE. I thought he was taking a step. I thought he was taking a step back.
No.
When he made that statement, I thought he was taking a step back to work on XFL. And Triple H, like, what the fuck? That's the part of my English. What the fuck are they doing with Jeremy Borash? Like, the freak are they doing with him? They brought him in for all this money, and they're doing jack shit with him. Like, seriously, jack crap. That's how I feel about Jeremy Borash. It's like Borash was like, he should have just stayed in Impact at that point.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. We all know, because of CM Punk, that Roman, he wasn't originally a part of the Shield. It was supposed to be Chris Hero or Cassius Ono. How do you think the WWE would be now if Roman Reigns had debuted by himself and Ono was in the Shield? Do you think Roman Reigns will be in this spot now that he is and now, or would the landscape of WWE be completely different?
Cassius Ono, honestly, I feel like that's a failed talent personally in WWE. He's better off in the indie scene.
Right.
I mean, it's just you're seeing it now. Like, he's losing matches on NXT. He is losing matches on NXT, and it's really, 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 really sad. And what irritates me is he could have been a big star, but because of Vince McMahon and Triple H, well, no, Triple H was actually high up on Cassius for a while there. If you hear Triple H, he's been high up on Cassius for a while. He just felt like he had all the abilities, but it wasn't all put together at the right time in a perfect magical. If you hear Triple H talk about him, he's like, well, he has all the talents and the charisma, but it wasn't all there. You know, it wasn't all there. You know what I mean? The drive, yeah. And it's kind of like how Vince McMahon feels about Drew McIntyre. You see it. But when he's on the indie scene, you see Drew Galloway and how Impact treated him. Impact treated him like royalty. And he was winning titles, and you had the belief. If Cassius, if Roman would have been a Rock character, honestly, The Rock, I think, in a way, I think they would have booked him that way, like a Rock kind of 2.0. But my thing is, I would have loved to seen Cassius Ohno more in the Shield than I would have seen Roman Reigns. Cassius Ohno at least has that. He has more moves than Roman.
But like, how would that have worked? You think that would have worked? Cassius Ohno in the Shield as the heavy hitter instead of Roman?
Yeah. I think Cassius would have been better. See, Cassius and Seth are all been friends for quite a while, so it would have worked out. It would have worked out better. Now, Dean Ambrose, I don't know how they would fit that in with that, though, if they went that way. I'm a huge fan of Chris Hero. I've always have. It's just, to me, I don't know why he came back to NXT. I never understood that. I'm still in awe that they haven't brought him up to the main roster. He should be on the main roster at this point, and it's a joke. But I don't want him on the main roster because then you have that situation like Ty Dillinger, the Perfect Dark match, and you have the what was his name, Tyler Breeze, the other Perfect Dark match. Like, Tyler Breeze, honestly, should leave WWE at this point, and Fandango should just leave, because at this point they're jobbing out for things, and same with I don't know. They brought in Matt Hardy, and I'm just not buying the whole Woken gimmick anymore. It's kind of like I've disconnected from it.
Well, also, I think Chris Hero, he's transitioning into more of a coach now in NXT.
Really?
I don't think he's ever going to make the main roster. I think he's just going to stay in NXT and just, help other talent come in.
I want to see Cassius Ohno at least have a title, somewhat like North American. They're kind of building him up for a North American run. I feel like, he deserves a North American title, but at the same time, I'm kind of like with you. Like, if he's going to be a coach, then, then I understand. Build up the younger talent. One thing I do want to see on NXT, I want to see, you know, Lo Shirai, we're going to talk about this real quick. Lo Shirai, how are they going to build her up though? That's my question mark. Are they going to have her win the second annual Mae Young Classic?
I doubt it, because I don't think they would have two Asian women winning back to back.
But Triple H is high up on Lo Shirai though.
I can see maybe Lo Shirai winning the NXT title, and you can have a feud between the former Stardom big three, Lo Shirai versus Kairi Sane. That could be something right there.
Oh, that's real hard. You know, and I've said this before, they need to have a trios title. They should have like a never open title, kind of like how WWE or their version of it, you know. I just don't know how they're gonna it's really hard because they're bringing in so much good talent though. WWE, like Dakota Kai, I like her. She's cool. I like Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans has a really good left hook. I've said that in my review. I said that about the NXT last week. I said that she's just missing that one big spark. That one spark. You know what I mean?
And she really developed her character very well. Lacey Evans, like from where it was kind of like bland, generic. Now she's put like a little bit of flavor into the character.
Well, here's the thing: you see Triple H's vision of wrestling, and you get to see Vince McMahon's vision of wrestling. And when I watched the production of Triple H, you hear Triple H. Like for instance, when you listen to his interviews with NXT, right, UK, right, you hear, and Brady can probably agree with this too, is you hear him talking about, I just let the wrestlers be wrestlers. And sometimes I get escaped by it and I become a spectator fan. I watch the product.
He does say that. However, though, I wonder how much control he really does have. I seriously wonder how much control he really
supposedly in NXT he has full control with NXT UK and NXT. And he has control of 205 Live. And you got to see that with 205 Live. I've kind of fell in love with 205 Live again. I love 205 Live right now. Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy, hands down, really good match. For a WWE Sense match, it was really good. If you had a chance to go look at it, you should go look at it. It was a really hell of a good match. Otami in NXT on 205 Live, it's just garbage to a sense because what?
No, sorry. I'm trying to have love experience.
Let's see. I will literally say this. 205 Live is pretty good. I would like to see Rockstar Spud, well now Drake Maverick, kind of be a cruiserweight guy in the division. Highly doubt it's going to happen though. I think he kind of retired. My thing is to wrestling talk stuff where we're kind of mixing it up a little bit with this review. Which I like doing this with American and Brady here because the boys haven't done this in a while, in a long while. It's been a long time since we've broken down some wrestling and we're talking about wrestling. I know Brady's been kind of disappointed as I have with WWE product. It feels like WWE's in like I'll say this: WWE's kind of in a kind of a crossroads right now. It's really hard to say that. Like they want to be. I think they're doing too much too soon. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have so much shit happening in WWE on the network. To me, well, I think a lot of people are going to disconnect from the product. You're going to have people going over to, oh man, you see that Impact over? It's already happening. People are tuning into Impact. What I would like to see Impact do, and this is me, I would like them to kind of go to a different network at this point. They need to. Then they need to get out of Florida.
Yeah, I would say they probably need to either stay in Canada full time or just be a traveling show. And what I mean by that is, even if they still keep the whole tape mantra, they just say they do Florida, then they move to Georgia, do some taping, then they move to North Carolina, and they just keep it going. Even if they do like 4 tapings in a row. They always keep moving across the country.
Yeah, I agree with that. They should also do, if they're going to do that, they should get the arenas that WWE is not doing. I've stated this, like, WWE is doing the New Orleans arena, right? The New Orleans arena in Las Vegas. Why can Impact go do tapings over there? Global Force Wrestling did. They're starting out tapings. Why can they sign over there? There's plenty of places. The MGM Grand. Why not the MGM Grand? They have a whole arena. Why not? There's so much opportunities for Impact at this point. Like, territories WWE is not hit. You know what I mean? WWE hasn't hit yet and claimed as their own that you can't go there and do your own performance. Like, for instance, why can like, for instance, we have the LA Convention Center. Why can what's his name do the LA Convention Center? Like Impact tapings at the LA Convention Center. That fits about close enough to like 5,000 people, 5,000, 4,000. In an arena.
Be really good for tapings and everything like that.
Well, because a lot of people in my local area, they love Impact. Like, a lot of my friends watch Impact. My local friends, they watch Impact over WWE anymore. A lot of them love Ring of Honor right now. Like, most of my friends are in love with Taven. Taven's like the best thing since sliced bread. A lot of my friends tell me. They're like, a lot of my wrestling friends that I talked to from high school, they're all in love with Taven. They're all in love with Cody. Like, they all tell me the same thing. Cody's revitalized his career.
He has.
And it's like an amazing thing. He doesn't need the Bullet Club, though. You see, I would love to see him as his own thing, not as the Bullet Club, wanting to be leader of the Bullet Club. I would like to see him kind of be his own thing, if ever. What else? Go for it. Sorry.
I kind of see that, but I know why he with Bullet Club is the spreading of the popularity. It's easy for him to doing the New Japan stuff, and Bullet Club is just the biggest thing around. So I can't hate Cody for joining the Bullet Club, but I do see your point about how maybe you want him to be on his own. But damn, it is entertaining to have him in Bullet Club with all of the interesting personalities.
Well, let's see what you got going on for WWE wise. You got the Spectacular in Australia that's happening at the Cricket Stadium here in October. I believe it's October or September. You got Triple H and Undertaker's last match. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but like, who cares? Like, who cares? Let's see. I'm happy John Cena's not on television anymore. I'm kind of grateful with that.
Cena Mania running wild. Oh, yeah.
And then you got Hulk Hogan coming back. So it's like perfect storm of like, just, I don't know. It's an interesting time to be a wrestling fan because now you got like back in the day when I would do wrestling reviews with American, we kind of were like, WWE was kind of hot, coming off the whole CM Punk thing, and then it tailed off. And then all these other promotions nowadays are now taking off and looking really good, Yeah,
sorry, pizza. The WWE has really allowed it, man. They have the money, they have the time, but they just waste it, and it makes people go to other places. And it's on the other place to really step up and be like, okay, we have something to offer the wrestling world.
Well, it's kind of like when I was talking to Brady. I was saying like WWE got paid $1 billion to go on the Fox network for SmackDown. What are they going to do with SmackDown at this point? Are they going to make it more interesting? Is it going to be the A show at this point? Because now Fox is owned by ABC, or Disney. They own Fox. So how are they going to do it going forward? Is it going to be? Are they going to pull the trigger and go TV PG with some blood? Or are they going to go PG-13 and be what we want it to be? Is Fox going to tell them you need to be PG-13 and more ruthless aggression? How are they going to pull that off? And is Fox going to want I hope they don't do this. Fox wants their own heavyweight title.
What?
Imagine. I'm fearing this. Like, take the WWE title and change it to the Fox or some title, Fox comes up with. You never know.
That's why the Fox Sports Championship.
Hey. It's like, you know why Universal title is the Universal title, right? Universal NBC, right? You know why? It was the Please. It was the Please Universal. It was the Please Universal. You have not read that? The Universal title was the Please NBC
Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
You guys didn't know this?
Oh, come on! I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
That was with their whole new deal. What they signed with for Raw over on a couple months, about a year ago. You guys didn't know that? American looks shocked.
That would be. He's over there looking like, what the fuck?
I did a little bit. Hold, repeat that.
Okay, so you know why the Universal title exists, right? Because NBC didn't like. Because originally what WWE was going to do is they were going to bring back the World's Championship. And when because NBC has, Universal has a say in what goes on in the product. They actually do on the network because they paid a lot of money to have this. What was the original deal? 6 years at some type of millions of dollars at the time. And the contract is about, well, we don't know what's going on with Raw. They could have signed a deal with Raw again. I don't know. Now the rumor is that NBC's feeling the hurt about wrestling, so they want to sign another promotion. That's the whole big rumors that's been going around for a while. I know I'm talking about rumors, and rumors sometimes are never true. NBC's talking about putting something on Tuesdays on USA. So I don't know. Impact should go there. Impact should really reach out on that one. They get the production value that they want.
That would be interesting now. Better access to cameras, a better time slot. Yeah.
I mean, and then people have told me that Ring of Honor should just go to it.
No, Ring of Honor is owned by Sinclair, and I think they would go to a bigger Sinclair network.
Well, what's up with that? Like, I can never get Ring of Honor. I have TV. I have cable still. I just don't understand why Ring of Honor is not Comet TV. Okay, they say it's on Comet TV per week, right? I go to my local Comet TV. It's not there.
I think it's only because you're in Cali or something. Maybe that's it, but it might be it because I know here in Georgia it shows up on the television. Even though I don't have cable, but I went to somebody's house one time. A couple of times, and it shows up there. It's just maybe it's not in California on television, or it comes on at a weird time, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I would honestly say wrestling is getting very interesting. And going back to what I was saying, I know I didn't talk about that, but NBC was one of the when they were renewing the contract, they wanted to have a title that said Universal on it. They did.
I can see that. NBC Universal.
They didn't want the World's Championship because they said it, Vince was going to bring that back for Raw, just a world champion. But I said, my thing is, and I agree with a lot of people, why didn't they just change? The titles look so bland. They both look the same with different belt straps. Why not they, honestly, why not they just change the color? Like put like the W and the U together and just make it into like something else,
The
cool.
title.
That would be cool. What else? We got SmackDown, so that's gonna be okay of a show. Hopefully they do something with Rusev at this point. And then we got NXT this week, leading up to Takeover Brooklyn, which I'm What was that?
Nutshot Nakamura.
Nutshot Nakamura, man. Like, Nakamura is the most unutilized talent I've ever seen. It was Brady still here.
A talented New Japan strong style wrestler and turned him into a stereotypical Japanese heel that likes hitting people in the nuts.
Dude, have you seen Nakamura when he comes out? His music has grown on me, but it's still to me cringeworthy.
Yeah.
It's cringeworthy, and a lot of my friends love it. I'm like, it's cringeworthy. Like, that's like having Bobby Roode on Raw doing nothing. That is
you know what I don't
just
like about
sad.
this whole Nakamura situation is you bring him from Japan. He's a huge star. He could have huge presence for the Japanese market for WWE. You take him to WrestleMania. He loses. Next pay-per-view, he loses. Next pay-per-view, he loses. Next pay-per-view, he loses.
You know why that happened? You know why
Next pay-per-view, you give him the U.S. title. What do you fucking do? Who cares?
Did you know why they did that, right? You know the whole big thing why he didn't get the title. They were going to give it to him, but 2K decided to put AJ Styles on the title. Too sweet on that.
You would have won
on 2K.
Your Japanese sales 2K would have shot through the fucking roof. Do you not understand?
Well, you got to understand, Vince McMahon is all high up on. You didn't know this? Vince McMahon's all high up on AJ Styles. Like,
well, AJ Styles deserves it, but I mean, when you bring in talent from Japan to go ahead and build your Japanese audience, you don't say, "Oh yeah, here's the U.S. title, have fun."
But
fuck is this?
But here's the thing, though. Here's the amazing thing, though. He can make that title bigger than the world title, though. Think about that.
With low blows.
With low blows, though, but you think of, well, yeah, that's true. But I what were they gonna do with Shinsuke though? Were they gonna have him keep losing? That's your whole thing. Do you have him keep losing title after title after title, match after match after match? Do you have him keep losing? That's your thing.
You don't have to have him lose, but you know what I would have been? Okay, you're gonna win at Mania. Then on Tuesday night on the rematch with AJ Styles, you're gonna lose. There you go. There you go. That's all you would have had to have done.
Well, Jeff Hardy's taking time off of WWE though. You guys did. If you guys haven't followed up on it, he's actually taking some time off of WWE hiatus for a while. After this feud with Randy, he's taking a break. Yeah. And the reason for it is because there's nothing for him in WWE. It's kind of like Matt Hardy. Like, how much more can you do with Matt Hardy? Like, what, are you gonna have a feud with Bray Wyatt again? Is that what you're gonna do? Like, delete? Like, I was marveling over the whole total deletion shit. You know what I mean?
That shit was hilarious and Impact. But I'm still trying to get over low below Nakamura. Like, goddamn.
Low below Nakamura, and he does a King Shaza right after the fact and wins the match in 10 seconds. In a minute and 5.
I just hope they don't do the same thing to like Lo Cherie. She comes in and she's like, "Oh, very sorry. Oh, I just wrestled here."
Fortune cookie. No. I'm sorry, fortune cookie.
I hope they don't do that same shit. Like they're kind of pushing that same thing with Kana. Or
Asuka, like, what the? Okay, I'm sorry. I know we were both high on Asuka going to Kana going to WWE. Me and you for months were promoting it. What is up with her losing matches like stupidly? Like, hit her head on the shark cage, and I'm sorry, anybody that's a Carmella fan, I'm sorry to say this, she is a paperweight champion.
No, she is. No, Carmella pisses me off in more ways.
I didn't know WWE fanboys love Impact again. I've always been an Impact fan. We're just talking about anything wrestling at the moment, man. We're just talking about everything wrestling.
Look, man, Carmella, in my opinion, should have never won that championship. She should have never won the Money in the Bank contract. She should have been fired a long time ago, and she should have been sent off back into the Indies because she has no talent. I'm sorry, but she does. To make Asuka lose that match and then keep losing matches like she is now is just, it's just sickening to her talent.
How much wrestling, to answer that question, how much wrestling do we watch, like, literally? Well, like, between me and you in America, between me and you, how much wrestling do we watch? How many promotions do we really watch?
A lot. I think Jeff, he comes in here. We've already done the Slammiversary review. Right now, Jeff, we're just shooting the shit. Like, you can just go back and like watch the review if you know whatever. Right now, we just. I mean, hipster. I don't know WWE fans. Love.
Oh, you mean like hipsters like JD from New York? I don't watch him anymore though. I'm not making fun of him. I don't really watch him anymore.
He become kind of stale to me. Like it's the same thing. Like, I'm a yell, and I'm gonna do the same stuff. Like his style's kind of boring.
Sorry, Jeff, on that one though, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, but if you want to see review, just go back to the beginning and everything like that. Right now we're just. But I gotta go to bed in a little bit. But right now we're just shooting the shit, man. Really.
Talking about Carmella, she's a paperweight champion. We can confirm this now. She needs James Ellsworth to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And James Ellsworth, I'm over and done with him. Seriously, over and done.
James Ellsworth. No chin music.
Dude, I'm more interested in James Ellsworth on the indie scene than I am on SmackDown altogether. He has
him versus Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
bro.
Did you see the match with him with the NWA champion?
Oh, I saw a clip of that. I didn't see that match. Like he had a match against Matt.
Took him to the limit. I was like,
what?
Took him to the limit and literally took him to the limit. And I know why. What was it? Took him to the limit, but it was kind of playing to James Ellsworth. He was Magnus kind of tuned down his moveset though for the match. You could tell it was not 100% Magnus. Magnus hits this finisher right on Ellsworth at the end though. And then PJ Black comes out, and I haven't seen him in, oh my goodness, in ages. PJ Black, I have not seen in ages, man. What was his name in WWE?
The Darewolf something. I forgot. It was the Darewolf.
Like I just haven't seen him in ages. I was like, wow, I didn't know he exists. But I heard he got in a flight accident when he was jumping out of planes. He got hurt.
Broke both his legs.
Yeah, so he was out for quite a while. PJ Black was out for yeah.
He's still in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
He's part of Johnny Impact stable.
Yep. And you know what? I don't mind. I would like to see PJ Black back in freaking Impact though. I'd love to see him in Impact though.
But I think he would debut. Not unless he came there when he was younger. I don't think he's ever been in Impact.
He was part of it with Global Force Wrestling, though.
Oh, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count. That time just doesn't count. Impact, hell no. Doesn't
count. OCRS Central would say, that mid-card Memphis piece of shit, nothing does matter. Like Jeff Jarrett.
Hey, I'll say this. Jeff Jarrett needed to go. The second stand with Impact, he needed to go. Yeah. You could totally tell he didn't want to be there. And Bruce Pritchard did not want to be there. Like, you could totally tell Bruce Pritchard just did not want to be in Impact.
Yeah.
At the end, you knew Bruce. At the end, when Bruce Pritchard, when the firing was coming down of him, he wanted to stick around. Then he got a fire in his ass. And then he finally was booking really good matches. You know what I mean? And then he fell apart. I will say this. Scott D'Amore and Don Callis are doing an amazing job right now, man. They're booking matches and they're doing and Gail Kim running Rise. The Gail Kim's since they paid money to partner up with them. Gail Kim's been doing a great job. I know
she writes for the knockouts too. She handles all the knockout stuff.
Yep. And she's also she's also training a bunch of the Rise Impact, Rise talent like Chris Wolf and shit.
Blackheart.
Yep. Really good talent. So for instance, I want to drink it in, man. I would rather drink in Impact right now than WWE. Just flat out. And in ROH to a certain extent. I would actually say my 3 top, I don't know if anybody agrees with me here. I would say my 3 promotions right now, top promotions would be, I would have to say this in line. It would have to be New Japan Wrestling. And then I would say tie for second would be Impact and Ring of Honor. Really. And then number 4, I would say number 3 would be 4 would be Lucha Underground, just because Lucha Underground, I feel like the quality is kind of diminished, a little bit from that whole stardom that they had. I would say Major League Wrestling is number 3.
Is that? I might have to check that pay-per-view out because Stop it.
Major League Wrestling on Bit TV or BN Sports is hands down. It's pretty. I'll say it like this: it's pretty much everything that Impact dropped the ball on, talent wise, went over there and they're shining. And it's really pretty good. They run it. I think it's the Manhattan Ballroom that they use to record their shows, and it's pretty good. Man, I haven't heard from Brady in a while.
I'm here.
You want to add anything, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Anything you're excited for wrestling at all?
Honestly, I'm excited. Not for much, really. I mean, watching Impact will be cool. But, I mean, to be honest with you, man, like, wrestling to me now is just become so... It's become so oversaturated.
Oversaturated, what do you mean?
Well, WWE has just sort of ruined it. I mean, it just sort of ruined it. Because you don't see these smaller promotions get any bigger to go ahead and jump back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here, I'll say it to this, as I say to every wrestling fan, okay? I reference it to fast food, okay? So you have the WWE, you have the main chain, right? You have the main chain, you know, fast food restaurants, right? I'm taking my hat off for a moment here. Because it's hot here where I live. And then you have the mom and pop chains. And right now, the mom and pop chains are doing better than the main chain fast food restaurants. That's what's happening.
Well,
and you got people disconnecting. You got people like me that are diehard. Honestly, I'll say this: I was a diehard, and I'll say this: I wasn't a diehard WWF fan. I was a diehard WCW fan, an ECW fan, and I'll tell you why WCW. WCW with me, it was the cruiserweight division. When I watched Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and stuff like that, it kept me entertained. When I watched ECW, it was for people like the Sandman, Terry Funk, a New Jack, things like that. And, and stuff like that. When I got interested in WWE is when it was like 1997, 98, when you kind of had the starting of D-Generation X, and you kind of had those segments, you know what I mean? So for me with WWE, it feels like 96 all over again to me. 96 where you have good talent coming in and then you have a lot of Doink the Clowns of the world in WWE. Like, for instance, Shinsuke Nakamura could be so much better right now. Just flat out so much better. And Shinsuke is like Doink the Clown. They don't know what to do with him. They just write for writing. Oh, go out and low blow the guy and win in 10 seconds. Go ahead and low blow outside the ring and, throw him through a table. How is that at all entertaining? And then you have Randy Orton, heel Randy Orton. Randy Orton coming back as heel Orton. That sucks because we already know what's happening. It's already been stated. Jeff Hardy's going to be written off TV after SummerSlam. So the match has no oomph to it. SummerSlam to me, the card itself so far looks like, it looks mediocre. Mediocre at best. And I'm going to be watching more of the NXT stuff because NXT, the card has already been leaked on the internet, what we're getting, whatever's left. And I'm more interested in the Thomas of Ciampa match, champion Thomas Ciampa, Gano, and Aleister Black than I am for the main event of freaking SummerSlam. And yes, Brady, just so you know this, Ciampa is champion now. Sorry, spoiler alert to anybody that watches this. Spoiler alert, sorry. I just had to do that because I have to mark out early because Ciampa is amazing.
Yeah, he's a really good heel.
I know I'm spoiling that for anybody that's going to watch it, but, it's already been put out there. They already put out footage for it. Did you know that WWE did? Showing him winning.
No.
The belt.
Really?
Yeah, they did. They did with Twitter. Those cell phone camera stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of deal when they do a cell phone thing. Yeah, Ciampa won the title. So I'm okay with that.
That's a huge spoiler. I don't want to cut it short because I'm kind of like falling asleep here.
All right, man.
And yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys do the outros and everything like that.
Well, I know I talked way too much. This has been Rev Tech here, giving you guys what Liberal Heel. Usually per week, I usually do 3 with him, depending on his work schedule. If you don't, you can come find some wrestling reviews on my channel. Usually, if a liberal's not around, I usually do short wrestling reviews, not long like these.
Yeah, you're gonna have to handle the raw reviews yourself. So
yeah, I know, and I got a lot to say about that tonight. And it's gonna be like all in like. See, I do something different. I just record it. I use like mic software, and I just record. That's it. 6 minutes. Give my thoughts. We're done. And then put it up with like a picture and some logos.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, because that's how much raw feels to me. And usually, if you guys want an audio version of it, of what we talk about, I usually take, American staying after the fact after a while. And then I give him credit on the review and usually splice it up nicely and put it out there. So everybody can see it. More faces and places can see it. Because I think we all here do a good job of talking of wrestling. We go into depth more than most people and keep it funny, I think.
Yes, true.
Brady, where's people can find you, man?
You can find me pretty much anywhere, which is nowhere. Twitch mainly. I really don't do too much more social media anymore. Instagram, but I don't even do that.
You do Instagram and Twitter here and there, though.
Every once in a while, I'll do Twitter, an official SX Brady. But I mean, man, to be honest with you, I don't do much social media because social media is good kids. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I will say this. I'll say this at the end. It's good to be back with American doing some wrestling reviews, and because like when I do a wrestling review by myself, it's kind of like it's sometimes it can be boring to me. But when you have American in the room that commentates like he does, it's fantastic. Like tonight with the whole what match was that? The whole Sami Callihan thing.
Hey,
that made the night.
Hey, it's me, the big dog. The WWE, they're against me. I'm just here for the matches.
Give me the championship.
Conspiring against me. I keep getting world titles.
Oh, give him the championship. It's okay. I don't mind him winning the title now. It's fine.
I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just the guy.
Give him a world title, Vince. It's all right.
Oh man, you give him the title. If you do that, you're gonna watch the internet community the wrestling internet community just lose their minds.
Oh god,
it's gonna be a riot online.
It's gonna be funny that Sunday night. I'm gonna be sitting there watching.
It's gonna be a riot when so many people are upset. So
I would be laughing.
And I'll just sit here as the the regular wrestling fan going, I knew this was gonna happen eventually. I knew this was gonna happen eventually. Let's all drink it in, man. Let's just get used to it. Let's all drink it in now. Roman Reigns era. Let's go. Let's do it.
He's the big dog.
Drop the pizza. Drop it.
He's the big dog.
Give it. Drop it.
Well, I think on that note,
drop that title. Drop the title. Drop it. Okay.
Yeah, what's going on with the back wall, Brady, over there, man? You got some work going on in your house?
No, that's just mainly cans and shit.
Damn, you got a lot of PS4 games over there, man. There you go.
I know, dude. I know.
Well, anyway, Liberal Hill. Damn, I'm tired as fuck. But with Nets wrestling stuff, we'll catch you guys later. That's pretty much on that. I can say. Let me go ahead and Okay, there we go.